I'm the tournament organizer for the Vassal World Cup. And that's what I'm doing here.
Great. And now we're gonna give you a monitor. The players have just joined the game and they are about to set up and choose the deployment zones. I guess we can. So right now we are playing with a 30-minute delay. So when you're seeing this, we are going to be 30 minutes in the future. Okay. So while we're waiting,
okay, well,
can
I suppose I'm ready. Whenever you
can
are.
talk a little about the pool
Ooh,
today.
give me a sec.
Yes. So this
Yeah, no
is
problem.
the Game 6 pool. It's a Corrupted Ley Lines pool, Breakthrough, Vendetta, Assassinate, Claim Jump, and Hidden Martyrs. And it's interesting, I guess, because you've got sort of two very positional schemes in Breakthrough and Claim Jump, and then two kill-based schemes in Vendetta and Assassinate, and Hidden Martyrs, which is a kind of bluffing positional scheme, along with a very positional-based strategy.
As a player that already have played this map already, this pool, because I forgot to mention that I'm also a member of Northen Moose Infantry. This pool was really hard to play, not because it was challenging in any way, but the hard thing with this was to read your opponent, because with all these schemes that's blend together really well, it's really hard to see what you can expect from your opponent. Just a quick example is if you are
Cool.
going for if you see that
smoke
one model
get
is
started,
reaching
I'll have
for
a
the
map
middle,
ready
you can expect claim
So I'll
jump,
be back
but it
in
might
a
just
minute
as
and then
well
we
be
can,
a hidden martyr.
get started.
So you need to be
are we
really
using attacker
careful
defender from the app? Yeah.
to see what you're gonna do with your models and
Yeah,
how you
and is
plan
that your crew split
how
in
you
half
plan your draws.
as you'd like it to be down the bottom there? Yeah, if you're happy. I mean, if you want to change up your two.
Also, this is the first time you're streaming, so I hope everything here is correct and you can hear see everything good, because we are in the future, so it's gonna be really hard for us to adjust anything when you are gonna see this.
Cool.
Yeah, they haven't started to deploy yet, so if you would like to, Dan, you can also maybe talk about the future events already.
Yes, sorry, I was just adjusting a few settings. So we've got a few potential events going on. The big one that's coming up in the future is the Vassal World Championship, which there's probably been murmurings around. And this is essentially it's a little bit based upon the UK Masters in how that's set up. But it's sort of the idea will be that there'll be monthly events being ran by TOs around the world. So we've got a good TO team. We've got great TO teams from the UK, US, and then we've got other TOs signing up from around the world. So that's really exciting. With the idea being that there'll be events being ran across the world for various TOs on Vassal, and that'll be open to everybody. So it doesn't matter where what your skill level is, where you're playing, you can join in with that, and then they'll come to the point where we'll get to the this time next year we'll have the best 16 players as such will then get brought into a kind of a Masters event as such, or a sort of World Championship event, which we've done over 6 weeks. Again, we'll hopefully get some great video content from this again, similar to how we've done for the Vassal World Cup, and certainly even maybe potentially some streams like this. And we'll hopefully have again some high quality, sort of high level play. Again, just backing up what the Vassal World Cup has sort of shown off. But again, yeah, unlike the Vassal World Cup, those events are open to everybody. So, regardless of your sort of skill level or how long, how much experience you have of the game, you can come along, play those games, play people from around the world in different metas, and figure out what it is that, where you rank in all of that.
That sounds really amazing. I would see and hope if I can be a part of it too.
Well, the more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, especially considering, I said, we've had this kind of the World Cup event, which has been sort of limited in players, and it's we've tried to get the best players that we can get our hands on from various countries, and some of the play that we've seen so far certainly reflects that. I mean, I've actually yet to see any of the games, but a lot of the people who I've spoken to who have watched the games have said what sort of stuff they've learned having watched it. And even just discussing it in the we have a UK sort of chat, and some of the discussions that have come based upon the what's been sort of played and sort of little things that we'd not thought about. So it's really interesting to see. I am looking forward when I get some time to watching them all back and improving my play.
Yeah. From the comments I've seen, you have gotten good feedbacks from this tournament, and people seem to have enjoyed the content that's been put up so far.
Well, that's been one of the big drives. As I said, it is the kind of the wanting to put out content for the community. I mean, obviously at the moment with everybody's favourite topic of conversation and COVID, real life events aren't really happening.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a sort of a big scheduled event here in the UK, and that's pretty much been sliced down to nothingness. And we've really not played anything in real life. I know there's certain places around the world playing in sort of much smaller events than probably what they're used to.
Yeah.
Or not at all. And I said I think it's good that while Vassal isn't everybody's cup of tea, and I'm aware that that some people in the game, some people don't like it, we are getting a chance to show off what Vassal can be used for, and people who might not necessarily have wanted to use Vassal in the past have now got a chance to give it a try and see is it for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good that we actually have this Vassal module, and we need to be so grateful that because I think the game would have hurt a lot if we didn't have it at this moment, in this point of time in.
Absolutely. I guess I'll use this opportunity to give a big shout out to Steve Johnson and the rest of the team who work on the modules themselves. They do an absolutely amazing job making sure the module is up to date. Everything's working smoothly, and there's some great features in the latest module.
Yeah.
And I know that they're sort of primed and ready to go for when the Explorers drop. So if people are out there who are wanting to have a go with Explorers and they're not wanting to wait around for the models to be through the door, then Vassal is a great way to once we've got the app up and the modules updated, then you come along and play with those models and try before you buy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's really a great thing. Just looking at the board right now, we see that Team Moose, Andreas, the player that plays Hoffman, he has been the attacker, and he has picked the bottom left corner. And he have deployed, now he put all his model out, but he have deployed the low, like Fiona in that group.
Just to clarify,
Let's see if I can do something thingy here. Okay, so this group down here have been deployed already, so these are not deployed yet. And right now we're gonna see how how Flipping Wyrds is gonna put out his models. So this is kind of both got Fiona, so we are sure to be expecting some bring it actions.
The few times I've come against Fiona, she does seem to be a very powerful model. I mean, I'm a big Ironsides player, so I know the power of bring it and how effective that action can be. In it's law on steroids. It's a really good action, especially when you've got something as tanky as Fiona that doesn't mind getting hit.
Yeah.
The extra 2 inches doesn't sound an awful lot, but it can really be the difference between a model being just out of range and being in danger.
But I just know from Tony Ironsides, like I have faced her a couple of times, and she have just been awful with me. Like it's just been terrible, and it's a really strong ability.
I think Tony's a really underrated master. I think obviously you had people going about Colette and Sandeep and people like that, but I do think that as I said, bring it on Tony, especially with her defensive trigger and how that works in 3E. And I know it used to be really complicated in 2E, and certainly caught myself out with it on a few occasions actually, with it only being melee actions. But yes, they've really simplified it down, and I really like Tony in 3E, and I think she is underappreciated as a master.
Yeah, our local player that plays Arcanist a lot, he actually prefers her in every time they got public public enemies. Every time he got public enemies, he actually exclusively play Tony, just because he can so easily bring something to his box, his bubble crew, and just beats it up one after one.
Yeah, I think it's such a toolbox crew as well. Like, there is a different model from every occasion. I mean, if you're facing into a combat crew, then Amina's great. If you're going into a shooting crew, then the captain's great. Howard Langston has lots of useful sort of bits and pieces, whether it's his unimpeded or his no defensive triggers. And then I was going to say Hoffman, but it's not Hoffman. I've forgotten his name. The other henchman, anyway, Fitzsimmons. I know there's certain people in I know the Russians don't like him too much, but I think he's although he's not the most directly impactful model, he's always can be really nasty.
Just the rifleman's the last thing to decide. I'm just trying to decide where I want him.
Yes, so both games are currently 1-on-1, I believe, and there is a slight advantage to both of the UK teams in terms of differentiation. But it's as I said, the games could still go either way.
Yeah, exactly. It's been actually really close for both games, both the earlier games. So, but if we're just talking straight up victory points, it's in favor as for of the UK, as you said. I think it's at 5 or 4 diff up for Moose versus Flipping Wyrd, and it's like 6 up for MOP versus Russia 1.
Yeah, I think Radek, one of the current UK master who's part of the MOP team, had a really good game. I think his opponent sort of combination of a bit of a mistake and some bad cards really swung it in Radek's favour. I mean, Radek is a great player anyway. I mean, he's a player that's quite local to me, and I've played him a couple of times. and he is a very, very good player.
Yeah, I had to feel that firsthand as I played him.
Yeah, no, there's a reason he's the current UK master.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. Really nice to talk with, and yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think that's one of the other things that's been sort of pointed out is a lot of the teams have given feedback that have really enjoyed their matchups. I know the UK teams have said on the whole that everybody's been sort of nice to play against, and that's the feedback that's on the feedback that's been on the forums as well. Glad to see that the international communities are doing themselves proud, and there's not been too many complaints.
So you had some. You told me before we started this that you had some Hoffman experience from before in 3rd edition.
Yes, so sort of the prior sort of Vassal event to this was the Vassal League, which I was a TO for again, and I sort of started off by sort of had the opportunity to actually play in the league, so I played some Hoffman. I've played him a lot more in Arcness than I have in Guild, but I have played a little bit with him in Guild, and there's some really nice things you can do there. Bloodline coat on Howard just to make him armor 2 is a big deal. I know Joss isn't being played tonight, but Joss can also deal with that, and there is some nice synergies with Fiona as well. Obviously, giving her, making her fast with Hoffman, or making her armor being unignored is a good thing. But yeah, I think the key thing is trying to keep Hoffman safe. There's a decent amount of armor piercing in Dashel's crew that is a possibility. So, as I said, if Dashel's mispositioned in some way, then if Hoffman's mispositioned in some way, then he could go down fairly quickly.
Yeah. Right now it looks like Howard Langston is going to face off the Pale Rider according to the deployment.
It doesn't say who goes first.
That's a really interesting matchup because, of course, Howard gets around the Pale Rider's defensive tech, but the Pale Rider gets around Howard's defensive tech in terms of terrifying. So, really could go down to who gets the sort of the first swing.
Yeah. And also, what's interesting in this case too, also because Flipping Wyrds, the Vassal player, has favor here. He can play much more defensively than the Hoffman player, because Hoffman needs to win with 1 point or more to win for his team to take the third place at the podium.
The other thing about that matchup is that the rider and Howard is the fact that the rider can use his gun at range, and meaning that if he plays a sort of hit and run role, eventually Howard's gonna get one string on him, but that's not gonna be the 2 shots that the Pale Rider will get.
So it looks like the player right now is discussing
who's got the lodestone.
Just about the lodestone targets, and so they are the same idea with everything. They marked. It looks like they're gonna mark the lodestone with a start marking, the special marker on Vassal. So right now it's the
I'm going to use the markers for something else. Was my only
Warden. That looks like he's gonna carry it for Jimmy.
That's an interesting, because the Warden is nowhere near the ley line in Jamie's deployment zone, and even if he's going to get to it, then maybe he's not going on the Warden.
No, maybe not.
I'd be tempted with Bloodline Coat. I'd imagine that the lodestone would be going on Fiona for the Hoffman player. No, maybe it's going on the Rider. No, the Rider is a good shout because it is so mobile.
But is it going to take one at the center line at turn 1? It looks like it from the positioning right now.
It could be, which means that
he's going to be a really aggressive then. Are Jamie known to be an aggressive player?
He is a fairly aggressive player. I've only played him the once, but he certainly pinned me back in my deployment zone. I mean, obviously he's more well known as a Reza player as anything else, but he's actually been practicing an awful lot with the Explorers recently. He's been on the Explorers testing team, so I know I played him fairly recently on Vassal and actually got a little bit of revenge. But he was saying his head had been testing other stuff, and I mean, obviously he was playing Explorers at the time, and there was no upgrades, and I said he made a few errors that were based upon the fact that he was used to playing with all the stuff.
So the Moose player Andreas, he is a very experienced second edition player.
I will go with the effigy.
He played Guild for second edition exclusively, never changed. He was a very good Lady Justice player, and he have won a couple of local tournaments, and he also went down and joined you in England at your ITC once.
I was at one of the ITCs. It's a bit of a.
I'm not sure there's a huge.
It's not sort of being run at the moment. There's a bit of conversation when it's next going to be run. But I really enjoyed my the ITC was the first event that I'd ever gone to, and sort of my first sort of look into playing competitive foe, and I really enjoyed it.
I just wanted to also add that Andreas here playing, he, as I said, he was very active in the second edition, but he have actually not really picked it up. It was very much in third edition because he have personal reasons, but basically he got 2 kids now and they have better things to do. But it's been really great to see him come back and joining our team and play again.
That was my only concern with it. Once you change
the code, kids are definitely they can get in the way of playing foe, I guess.
Until they get old enough to join the game.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
That's what I've been telling my wife. I've been telling my wife we need to get a kid so I can get someone to play with. And now I have 2 kids. I'm just waiting for them to grow up to start reading the rulebook.
No, I think I don't have any kids myself, but I have a young nephew, and certainly when he's old enough to start pushing models around the table, I will be teaching him how to play.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna increase the sound now, so we're gonna hear the players a bit more. We're gonna still comment and still see where we can find predict things and see what the players are doing. Okay, so we are seeing an executioner from Vassal.
Cool, so the executioner's going there, comes in slow, I get to draw a card.
Yeah, I mean, that is certainly one of his, the most powerful upgrades, one of the most powerful summons, and he can get access to, and possibly one of the most powerful summons in the game. I mean, I'm a Sandeep player, and I'm used to playing him, and I said it's yes, I can get golems, but I'd much rather be able to summon executioners out the gate. And they've certainly got more killing power than some of the stuff that Karai can put out in some respects, which might the other summon that I play. So yeah, they're certainly a very expensive summon, but a premium summon to get out.
Just give me one quick second to check.
Not surprised that he's got one for that sort of very early on to add to the board pressure that you're sort of wanting in a Leylands game.
Yep, that's cool. All right, cool. Yeah, that's Dashel done.
First activation Dashel. Let's see what Hoffman going for.
I think it might have been second. I think the effigy moved first. I think there's been an effigy and
it's outside the deployment.
Yeah.
And we can also see now for the Hoffman player, it's the guild lawyer that's gonna carry the lodestone for him.
Yep. So although I'm not,
okay.
It does look like Howard is just outside the Hoffman bubble. Is that something that's I mean, I don't know how much possibility there is for Hoffman to. It looks like Hoffman's been activated now, so yeah, it doesn't look like Howard's getting any power this turn, which is a potential sort of.
And then
I don't know whether it's I said you've taken that aggression to go after the rider, or whether or not you've.
Melissa.
It's a slight misplay in not giving Howard power, because he's certainly a lot better with power than against it.
Yeah.
So,
He might be pass over the power later with his is it his bonus action? He does it.
Well,
yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, it looks like Melissa and Fiona are getting fast at the moment, which is certainly a very strong thing to be doing. I mean, Melissa's another model that I think people sometimes overlook, and I think with running gun, stat 6 attacks, a decent damage output, especially with focus on, she can certainly put out some real hurt.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go.
And with her transfer power, which again I think is another underused ability, it's a really
I've just remembered.
you can use it to push out of combat, and it means that she's always shooting. She's always she's really tricky to tie down.
Because I don't think you've got any poison out, do you?
Also, like Dan mentioned now, for you that are experienced with Vassal, it looks like now that Hoffman's crew got poison, but he doesn't really got poison. He used it for his power markers. It's because his opponent don't apply poison, so he just used the marker for Pion.
He's going to consolidate power on the Executioner. Goes off, so he gets to push up.
So it sounded like the Guild Steward. Is it the Guild Steward that's consolidating power to? No, I think it's the Dispatcher, isn't it? To move around and get some more card draw. And I think that's one of the big changes to Dashel. Sort of GG0 to GG1 is the card draw that Dashel now has. And it's not as much sort of deck manipulation and card draw as a Dreamer or a Sandeep, but it's still something that is, considering the power level of his summons, and I think how versatile they are. I certainly think that is now bumped him up to, I think people talk about him being a tier 1 master, and I can certainly see that with the variety of the summons he has, as well as the card draw he has.
As an old Nicodem player, I really like Dashel's toolkit right now.
I think he's got the very versatile summoning pool. Maybe save Asami. I think that you've got cheap models in Guild Patrol. Wardens are decent tanks. Riflemen's are good shots. Sergeants are really good support models. And then you've got Mounted Guard that are really quick models that are good for sort of scheming, sort of distance. And then you've got Executioner, which are really killy models. I mean, if you've not come across Executioner claws, then you're in for a world of hurt when they hit you.
Yeah. It's so strong unit, and I'm really impressed. There's not that many units that ignore
I will go
triggers.
With the Guild Steward. He is going to dispel magic on the Executioner.
And now he's gonna dispel the slow from someone.
That's nice. Does not go off. He's going to try again. That also.
I mean, especially going back to the Executioners, you've got. I mean, obviously people know about executing, how powerful that can be at draining resources, but crit strike as well. I mean, when you've got an attack that does potentially 4, 5, 6. That's not something you want to be hit with a lot.
No, and also when his script, he can just takes another melee action or walk action, and also he have the range 2 that's really good in this edition of the game.
Yeah, it is really powerful when you can lock something out and having to walk into combat.
Are you okay? Are you got? Oh yeah, no, the 3.
And then the fact that you've got a built-in heal effect, and I said you've got ski marker removal.
Motivation. He really wanted to heal it.
And then you've got a way of getting soul stones as well. So they're a really nice, stone. They're a really nice cost model for. They're expensive at 9 stones, but they hit like a truck.
So he's spreading out really much already. It's interesting with this map too as well, because
Yeah, no worries.
because we got let's see if I can
Something like that.
okay, like this. So when I play this map, I was defender. I also got put in the top right side, and this cloud that's just outside the down left, this one was really advantage for the down left, because he can move up so far and just go and stand just in the fog bank here and still be able to shoot through and still demolish that our import can still hide behind the dense terrain, which the other up corner doesn't have, and they also have this house that was really annoying to play around.
He will walk today.
Yeah, it's a map that's certainly top right corner
Just give him a shuffle for me.
is tricky,
And I'll see where he's
especially with the hazardous terrain as well. If you're trying to, I said, move, you're really restricted into sort of deploying into three sections as such, and you don't really get the opportunity to support the other sections very easily. I mean, you kind of sort of go down and just take the damage in the engine and just have to deal with it. But if you're trying to go left, sort of from Fiona's position left, you're having to go back around the house or sort of weave your way between the house and the trees, and it's a difficult thing to. And I'm not sure how much unimpeded the guild have. The ride obviously is unimpeded. I think the mounted guard maybe, but other than that, I think it is certainly something that might hinder Jamie as the game goes on.
Yeah. No, let me just double check so I'm not cheating. Yeah, he's like one. Yep. And then I will push to about there, looks good. And then the toolkit will push. We'll push along to there. Do you see them move? Yeah. Melissa is.
So it looks like we've got some mechanical attendant pushing stuff around, which I think is it's a really difficult ability to try and get to work. I think you have to be so careful where you position that. But when it does work, it's quite a powerful extra movement. And in a game that's pretty much all about movement, this sort of scenario, I said, with a lot of the with two of the schemes and the strategy being all about positioning, having extra movement is key.
Whoa.
No, wait.
Is she just out of the warden there? Yeah, she is.
I wouldn't argue. I'd argue she's within, but
okay. I've got it on 80%. So let me zoom in a little bit.
Similar.
Okay, yeah. So I've zoomed into 150. I think it's not touching the warden space, so that's a run and gun plus shoot. So I think she won't be able to do that. I think if you zoom in, it's like she's out of range there.
No, I trust you.
But the rifleman's definitely gonna get it.
Possibly.
Before they have gone too far now in turn one, because turn one is mainly positioning. So if it's gonna happen some action, it's just gonna be the last two activation of this turn maybe. By just looking at this pool, can you predict any schemes from the actual player?
No, I still think it is fairly open in terms of I said, I mean, any combination of the schemes I think is a possibility. Maybe not breakthrough just with the setup. I'd possibly imagine that there would be a mounted guard or something sort of starting on the board if that was the case.
Breakthrough
but-
is a hard scheme for a guild, I think. I can the Hoffen player do have a guild lawyer that could actually maybe do it, but otherwise they are quite slow. So and the rider will probably not have time to run for scheme because it's gonna be busy with all other things.
Yeah, I think between, as I said, the sort of the threat of Howard and having to sort of judge that, along with, as I said, having to, you're going to go for the ley lines. I think almost if you were the Dashel player when you were going to do breakthrough, I think you would start with a mounted guard.
Yeah, to get that earlier, ride with me and just a really fast unit.
Yeah. Although there's being a summoner, you can certainly change pace very quickly, and there's no reason turn 2 once the sort of the pieces have been put in position that Jamie can turn around and go, okay, well here is my breakthrough, and I am going to have a mounted guard. But it wouldn't surprise me in some respects that I think that considering the sort of Jamie's style, that he would have gone for either Vendetta or Assassinate, if not both.
How easy is Hoffman to kill this edition?
It very much depends on whether or not you have the tools to deal with him. So he has protected constructs. So again, it's having to try and deal with his bubble. And then he's got armor 2, which means that, as I said, even if you do manage to sort of wear down their hand and get a shot on him, unless you've got armor piercing or doing a lot of damage between armor and stones, he's not.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. I see the Hoffman player is running up with Melissa now. See if she's gonna get range for something.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, she's certainly a model that, as I said, she can, to begin with, she can sort of run forwards and do the initial bit of shooting, and then as the game goes on and the players sort of bunch up, she can back off and find herself a hill or a bit of forest to
get cover, so
get some protection that way and be shooting.
I'm not going to spend the power token.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, at the moment, I think Hoffman is only being protected by the mobile toolkit. So if there's some way of getting the toolkit out of there, that could be an issue. But yeah, as I said, going back to the Hoffman thing, he's only defense 4. So you tend to hit him quite a lot. But then there's probably not an awful lot of shockwaves and blasts in Jamie's crew, so it might be hard to get at Hoffman. So it's going to be difficult, I think. But as I said, I think he's got an awful lot of potential armor piercing, or just sort of high damage output between the executioner. I think the riflemen have armor piercing triggers. If memory serves.
It's a week. I will spend my.
But I certainly think that you're probably wanting to kill the healers first before you try and go after Hoffman.
And I will shoot you again.
Yep.
So here, just dealt weak damage.
Spend a power token also.
It looks like he's shooting with the warden, or
just go for a.
I think it's the rifleman.
Okay.
Which is, I think, certainly a good model to pick on, because I said that they're allowed to do their work.
19 to 16 is going to keep you
kind
on
of things that can pick off Hoffman's models, especially as the Hoffman player seems to have gone with the more aggressive play of giving everything fast rather than giving things the non-ignorable armor.
Yep.
So that was just a running gun from Melissa. She shot twice at the rifleman and hit with 2 weeks.
There's the black joker. Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of no.
That's
apparently.
a black and a red joker.
Yeah, I mean that is probably what you don't want to see. When your opponent.
Cool. I will go with that.
When you're shooting as a when you're receiving that kind of shot, you see the opponent black joker and you're like, okay, fine, I know that I can. Anything beats it, and then you go and waste the red.
Yep.
And a nice little power transfer back into the concealing terrain to mean it's hard for Jamie to sort of respond. And certainly with the has the guild steward gone? Do we know? yeah, healing the guild steward now,
So
rifleman can now be an
healing
issue.
your
And,
crew is Hoffman and then the little guys, isn't it?
Hoffman,
it
McAtendon,
could be that
both the
so
little
Jamie needs to now respond and try and
here.
give the rifleman some protection.
The rifleman's going to go. He's going to discard a card to concentrate as a bonus action, thanks to Dashel, and then he's going to instantly spend that focus shooting at Melissa. So on a straight flip, because concealment.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You've already activated. What are you, defense 5?
Yep.
No, I'm not sure if I'm missing something, but I wasn't aware that the
I
rifleman
will
did
go
ignore
to
concealment.
19 with a armor
It
piercing
seems to
trigger.
ignore friendly fire and cover, but
Focus, so straight, you're not hard to wound, are you?
whether that is just something Jamie's misremembered or whether he's seen something and I haven't.
Cool.
Um,
Racking stone. Okay, stone away 1, so 2. Yep.
And could take a random. He can't concentrate again because he's already taken concentrate. Literally no point doing anything else. So I'll take a random shot at you on Negs.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no, I think it is that Jamie's remembered and he has actually he's
it's not
focused
terrible
and
at all.
shot.
12.
So that is something to.
Well,
So
rather
both
not.
players are already down to
13.
Just
Cool,
have
that's the Rothman done.
2 guards left now each.
Yep, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, so
Still many models to activate.
and it's certainly in this position where Hoffman is vulnerable in some respects, where the player has to make a decision of does Hoffman take the hit and have to sort of use his armor and use stones, especially when both your healers have gone for this turn, or do you discard one of your cards and have it passed after Melissa, who's again struggling for wounds, or the toolkit, who is quite a key piece in terms of both healing and giving out focus.
Just gonna go ahead and activate Fiona. That's It's not gonna be very eventful, unfortunately.
Activating Fiona here, like you can wait with her longer to
what's the range
threat
of your
with
summon?
bring it, but
8, I think, but I will double
with
check.
this kind of deployment, and it's most likely
sounds
that
about
he
right.
will,
Yes, it is
Jamie will
8.
not move within her bring it on the first turn.
It wouldn't surprise me from Jamie's point of view if Fiona ended up sort of walking and bodyguarding the rifleman for turn 2 with her take the hit.
But she is
we'll
fast,
take another walk
though,
and she
so
will
she can double walk and bring it. So that's
Yes, the Hoffman's Fiona, which that's a confusing thing with 2 Fionas being on the board, and
I wonder if it's gonna be a focus bring it now.
Okay, my nudge. This
it could be try and get the rifleman out of position to. I said, there's only Howard left to activate on the. I guess you've got Guild Low as well.
If I click down, it goes up. Or no, it goes now. I'm clicking down, so that's not even up. That's like. So I'm gonna have to declare my intent, I think.
Seems to be a bit of a jumping around with Fiona here. I'm not quite sure what the where the exact positioning is.
Okay.
I know he had had an issue with Vassal, so when he attempts to use his key buttons on his keyboard,
I'm gonna go
it's going
with
opposite, so it's mirrored. So when you press down, it goes up and goes down, and he plays at a television, so I'm not sure if it has some kind of reason for that.
I see. Is that a bring it on a Fiona, or is that I think is it maybe just a walk and focus?
Yeah. And now we're gonna maybe see.
Not really gonna do anything.
No, he's not gonna reach.
Hey.
No, I'm surprised that he's not gone ahead to go and protect the
too soon to
rifleman. That might be the play. That would have been the play that I would have done. But I said I think. Jamie's a lot better player than I am.
Stream, by the way, so just FYI when you're chatting.
Say hi to Mom.
It's interesting to sort of see where that's coming along.
Cool. What is Fiona going to do? I think she's pretty chilled, actually. So I think we'll delete the random extra Fiona I made. She will. Drop scheme and take a concentrate.
Very good.
Over to you.
Okay, thank you. I'll just go with my lawyer.
Just a focus on a scheme drop from Fiona.
I feel like should do that.
Do the Dashel team, could you remind me, do he have anything that he can use with his own schemes?
So I know Fiona gets a benefit from the scheme markers herself. I believe that she gets
Take a walk.
a positive to Jules when she's within 2 inches of scheme markers. I think Dashel can summon from scheme markers. He gets a benefit from when it's targeting enemy scheme markers, but he can still
Only
summon
for
off
attack
his
action,
own.
Okay.
obviously. So
Yeah, well, still. You got what? You got the
But yes, I'm
executioner
surprised at how
the
many
rider left.
scheme drops there have been,
yes,
especially with Howard on the board.
I
That,
will go ahead.
you know,
and
depending on where
go-
he gets to, I know he's on the opposite side of the board at the moment, but if he does get into the deployment zone,
or
he
shielded.
can eat those
Oh, yeah.
for
I should actually.
his
it's a bit
grit.
late, but can I pull the 8 and discard a card?
yes, I'm okay for you to do that. Nothing's been flipped, so that's fine.
Yeah. So I will
So game
discard
goes on.
4, and he is going to. He's gonna throw impassioned defense on Howard.
So Sheila going up on Howard now
4.
from Guild Lawyer.
That's 4.
Yeah, I mean, shielded and armor is a really good
Short the money
combination.
for.
I mean, especially when armor, can reduce itself down to
and
1.
then
Shielded's then
if
great
want
to reduce
go
it down
about,
to
he will do
0.
again.
And especially when he's, he's armor 2.
Melissa. Why not?
Having to do
Needing
sort
a
of 4 damage to him
4.
before he
Oh,
even
yeah.
takes a plink is
Got it, in case
really powerful.
got some shenanigans.
And Dashel right now don't have
he
anything that
will
ignores armor, right?
focus.
I think the riflemen have a armor piercing trigger, but other than that, no, he's just
Cool.
going to have to beat through it as such.
Over to you.
But they do have
Cool,
some
cool,
sort of big
cool.
damage spikes, the guild, so
Crew on the up.
if there's anything that can get to 4 or 5 damage, it's guild.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go with the executioner. He's going to Trail of Gore off the dispatcher, so I get to draw a card. He's gonna walk. Let me actually clone him for this. One, 2, 3, 4.
So it's interesting that both players have played so cagey, I think, to begin with. I don't know if that's something that you found
So
in
it's going to
your
do the same
game,
things
but
Dashel's done. But
neither player's
just
really sort of
very,
pushed out
very
that
edge
point
of
zone as
the
yet.
2 inches.
Yeah.
Um,
No
So
need
he'll
to measure
And
it
instead of-
outside of blast.
I found that
cool. Trail of Gore to
generally
walk
the-
and walk. And then
they
he
are
will
much more defensive
take a
player than I
concentrate.
first thought in this
Nothing
game,
done.
because at least it's my
We're
meta.
gonna go with
It's been a
Howard.
bit of half, but a little more of the aggressive style. But both players are really barely moving just outside the deployment now. I see that Hoffman is going to take the deeper step to try to attempt to reach the other side. But again, that can also be understandable because he needs to be more aggressive, because he really needs that point for his team. As
Cool.
a reminder that
I'll go with
Dashel's
Tail
team,
Rider, who's going to
Flipping
ride with
Wyrds,
me.
is going to win on the draw.
Oh yes, he is. I'll
And I
take him
certainly
at
think
6.
that, as I said, in terms of the value game, being a summoner, Dashel will get stronger if he's
5,
allowed to
and
just
then
play his game. It's really for Hoffman to take the game to Dashel and try and
yeah,
sort
he's
of
got plenty of movement. So
make
he's
his
gonna
summons as inconsequential as
walk
possible.
into base contact with this.
Yeah, so Dashel is going for the top
And
left
take concentrate.
strat marker.
Yeah, Howard sort of tucked back inside and sort of just gave up that flank almost, and As I think it's slightly the fact that yes, if Howard can get there, then
so
I think he's slightly favoured. But
end of turn, we
as I said, I
do
think
your
it's
respective lay lines.
you're going to have to take that much fire going in that the rider might end up winning that
People who
fight.
set it up put
It's
me
gonna
as
be.
resurrection
He
is-
needs to still to be really
Yeah,
careful
I know.
because
the resurrection is
going into
it's
turn
really
2.
ironic. Could it be Raffy?
Let's see, I lost the screen.
Hey,
Got it.
now,
Going into
easy,
turn
easy.
2,
No,
Fiona
no,
can just go out to the left here
cool, I'm
and
gonna
make a
reshuffle.
bring it on him. To just bring it
Yeah.
inside Howard's range, and because
discard
Pale
a
Rider
3
have
and
the
a
7 move, it's
3.
gonna turn to 9
Before I
after
draw
a
my
bring
hand,
it.
I'm going to say hello to
So,
Francis, because she's
and
only
in
left.
turn 2,
Let's
he's
say
just
hello
gonna
to her and
have
do
3
access.
power tokens. So he's gonna be really,
I'll see you in a second.
really sensitive.
Especially considering Howard gets around those, and unless Jamie's got the extra RAM to do the Pale Rider's devastation trigger, then
Actually, never mind. I just remember looking at the Dashel's list. He got the red linen coat on the rider. That's give him laugh off.
yes, I guess a lot of people, you always talk about how the armor is, is good, but yeah, laugh off is a really powerful ability.
So I think that's the biggest reason why Jamie now feeling so safe to go up with the Pale Rider.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, I said that the rider didn't, there isn't anything going for play in the deployment zone. I guess, if you're playing so defensive with the rest of your crew, is it the fact that if you lose a rider, then you're going to end up with models near your own anyway?
But the interesting thing with this too is because the backline marker is in general, because Dashel also is a summer, you're always going to have some model in the backline. So let's say if Hoffman is going to occupy the middle and down right strategy marker for the future turns, he can just go and get a safe one back in his backline and secure a strat that turn as well.
I do think it's interesting. I do wonder if it's interesting that I said Hoffman will try and move around. How long Hoffman will try and move around as a bubble, and whether or not I said it will just be the thing of the Hoffman player just tries and plows through the centre to get to go to the middle next and then go for Dashels, or whether he'll then either said sort of try and negotiate his way around the house on the just left of the marker, or try and negotiate around the boxes to go right.
You can at least expect a claim jump from at least one of these players, I believe. Most likely Hoffman.
I think claim jump on Hoffman is a good shout, because of the two, he's the more bubbly master, and I think he's almost wanting the game to turn to a scrum, which is what claim jump kind of. I said if you're not wanting to go into the scrum, then claim jump is a good call. Now, something that is an option, which is always an interesting one, I find, is the brutal effigy has effigy of fate, which means it's quite useful at doing vendettas, in the fact that you have this model that's 4 points to begin with, but sort of halfway through the game becomes this 10-stone beater, and that is something that potentially could go and engage something that's not capable of beating up an emissary, but could have, she is more expensive than the effigy is.
Okay,
so that's another option.
Hello.
Cool.
It's interesting how he's kind
draw
of
my hand.
moving it out towards where the Watcher is. So I don't know if that's a potential target.
Doesn't feel like it's going to be a super exciting turn.
Not really. But we'll see. Some pot shots in there. Who knows? Okay.
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna Soulstone for cards.
Cool.
That's a mixed bag. So I'll discard a 1 and a 3.
Yep. Good. So initiative, I have 1.
Yes, you do.
Going into turn
Vassal
2 now.
king. That's good. So
Initiative.
So this could be important for Jamie in trying to keep the rifleman alive. I think if if the Hoffman player gets initiative and Melissa kills off the rifleman, then the activation control could be an interesting one.
Yeah. Hoffman do have one pass token from the summoned executioner, so he could have a chance to
actually
bait a card out from Jamie's hand.
Yeah, let's see if you want it.
And again,
here comes the bait.
Yeah, cool. No, I'm not cheating. So it's your choice.
Now we're gonna
you
see
gain
probably a shot at the rifleman.
Yes. So I just never removed mine. I'm gonna go with Melis.
Yep.
Yeah, Melis. Who is going to? She will take a.
And it is interesting that rather than going for a going for broke and saying here's a 13, do you have the red joke with are you willing to put a 10 in?
Again.
I think that's an interesting play, because I think if I was in this position, I'd have thrown down the highest card I had.
And a little bit.
So whether that says something about Jamie's hand, or whether he's just happy that the rifleman goes and
just play that one to there.
Yeah, the activation control and the loss of resources is not as important as the cards in this hand.
What is? 1 second, sorry. No, that's not. Whatever. No. We'll take a shot at the rifleman. I will spend the power token that I get.
Yep.
So shoot away. Okay.
Oish, that's a good flip.
19.
That is a flip. Right. Are you in range of anything else? No.
Do we have any triggers on?
Don't forget to remove your shield.
Fiona's got a couple of triggers.
Oh, yeah.
I got blast.
Not Fiona, is it? It's I'm looking at the wrong crew here completely. It is Fiona, isn't it? Yes, so sorry. So she's got blast on rams.
So
isn't going to do much on this occasion, and then she's got War of Eternal, which is if you cheat damage flip, you draw a card.
Okay.
That's more severe.
And was that on a negative flip?
Yes, that's a negative flip.
Yeah, I do.
That's probably not too bad actually in Jamie's favour, considering the minimum would have killed the rifleman anyway.
Yeah.
So having 3 less severes out the deck to deal with later in the turn. Yes, again it's a loss of a model, but could the extra cards be an advantage?
I think.
Plus Dashel can work. You gain stones, I believe, off corpse markers, so gives him some stones back to be summoning with.
Cagey game.
Yeah, so now, just as we said, when Lisa's backing down, and he gains the activation control for this turn, as he has 1 pass token, and he have killed an unactivated model.
Yeah, so you getting the first and the last activation can be really powerful.
Who's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Probably just stay a little bit in the concealment, actually. So his first move is going to be a little bit obstructed by concealment next turn. And he'll raise focus and be done.
Sure. Cool. I will go with my lawyer. I will pick up this.
Oh, he activates lawyer and pick up the 13.
I can't remember what it was.
Oh,
sorry?
Yeah.
What was that card again?
13.
I've got the abilities called now, but yes,
cool.
That's a really powerful thing. I mean, I used to enjoy it in 2E when I had it on on the steam fitters, and unfortunately they've lost that. Tools for the job. There we go.
Yeah, tools for the job. I
Zero
don't know how many
action.
times I just
Passion
bite my
defense
teeth down when I see my
on,
opponent does this to
Howard.
me as well. I just needed one
34.
thing against
Get
them,
it.
and then I forgot
I
about
choose
it, and
the
it picks up
trigger,
the red
which I
joker.
get now.
It
Tools for the
punished me so
job.
many
I do
times.
it again.
Mm.
We will put it on.
Yeah, I mean, especially they flip it on an initiative flip, or if it's on a defensive flip, it's so powerful. And I said, I think in initial reading, you're sort of thinking about what suits you can get, but it really is the power of getting that big high card that you've either just cheated in or
he is going
that's just been flipped, and you can get that back into your hand to exchange for a low card.
Yeah. So lawyer's gonna pass the stone now, I believe.
Yeah, he's a model that doesn't want to be venturing into the front lines, and he can then use his actions for obeys, and I mean, there's probably not many times you use sharp wit with him, but obeys is certainly useful things to have.
And he's going to obey Melissa.
Especially when you've got something like Vent Steam on Howard, if you do that with Howard unactivated, it can be very difficult to deal with him.
9. I got the mask already. Okay.
So he also now he discarded a mask for his tool for the job, so that gives him a built-in mask for the rest of his activation. He uses now to obey Melissa.
Shot at,
it also gives him quick reflexes trigger on his impassioned defense. So again, you're going to end up with models with multiple models with shielding as well.
Yes.
So that's a really powerful guild lawyer activation.
Spend the focus.
So he's going to spam Melissa's focus now and take a shot at
Wait, what am I doing now?
Is it Warden?
But again, it's probably not going to go very far between the forest and it's. I think it's got a fairly low move.
Did you have just a truck that passed outside your window, Dan?
Yes, unfortunately I live quite close to a train line, so I do apologise if that's picked up.
Yeah, so it got a bit loud for me, but now at least the viewers will know the reason. It was the second time I heard it actually.
Power token?
Right, yeah. Well, I think we get a break at some point. I will just go and close the window to make sure that is not an issue for next time. I mean, I said this is something that I'm doing for the first time, so yes, we'll obviously iron out any mistakes ready for the final one. Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
That should be a really exciting game.
Okay.
For you people looking now, you have the big final is going to play on Sunday, and we're going to stream that as well. So I hope you can join us.
I mean, I think you've flipped them all already, haven't you? In like the first 2 actions.
No.
So it looks like Hoffman just used power token on Melissa to take a shot.
I am at 13.
To shoot through the concealment.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I have 5.
Yeah, and power tokens are really powerful things. There's so much utility to them. I mean, I said whether it's you're putting
you're on 13,
certain
up to 14.
Triggers on your actions and stuff. I mean, when you've got Howard Langston who's got 2 power tokens coming in, and you can have 2 attacks with whether it's executes or whether it's heaves or like the wind.
Okay.
It's quite an interesting model, and the fact I think he worked very well in both Ironsides and Hoffman.
No red joker then.
And for those who played Double Masters, I think it's.
So it takes me down to 1.
I've had a little bit of experience.
It's good for me to remember he's got focus.
What just happened was that he got straight damage. He flipped the weak and cheated the severe 11. And he dealt. He almost killed the Warden down to 1.
I still have 1 action left. Actually, I'm going to.
Yeah,
can you pass?
It's
model? Yeah.
It's really it's picking up the initial models now, but that's the thing I guess against someone is unless you go off the engine,
the lodestone.
They don't mind trading resources and trading.
We're gonna check it.
Models in that respect, as long as the stuff that's not being lost is the stuff you can't get back.
Fiona, yeah.
So yeah.
So. Cool. Dash shall still have the chance to activate the steward to run down and toss a heal.
Okay, it's over to you.
Or will he reach, actually?
Cool.
I think it's 6 inches, so you might just. I don't know what the range on the. I don't know what his movement is. But again, is the heal his bonus action?
But it's a full mouth motivation, so it's a bonus action, so he can double walk and heal it, which I believe he will do, because otherwise it's probably gonna die here.
Yep. I guess the issue would be whether or not you'd have to cross the hazardous terrain or not. I think, but judging it by eye, I think he might be fine. But you don't really want to be putting your steward into. I mean, you don't really want to be putting any model into hazardous terrain unless it's got a incorporeal or something like that. Oh no, we're getting an effigy activation.
He's at least checking its possibilities. Oh, the brutal. What does he have?
So I believe he's got a gun. 10-inch range, stat 4.
Let's have a look at this.
I'm surprised that's going, considering that depending on what the watch is doing.
But it's actually really risky this as well, because he's 1 turn away to evolve. So if Hoffman would, his sniper is gonna. But if the effigy would die now, it would be terrible, because the emissary wouldn't come out.
Yeah, and it's a lot of 6 points is a lot to lose when especially if there's if there is a vendetta on the effigy. That's your 2 points down as well that can't be scored.
Take a concentrate.
And certainly the fact he's loading it up with focus and so it's a risk.
It looks like Jamie Fink is safe in that one. What I'm worried about now is that Hoffman's gonna fast Fiona now, and she's gonna have a really easy time to pull out that effigy.
The other thing that you could do is if you can get the attendant into range, you can always pull Fiona towards the attendant as well to sort of make that move less of a so you're already down past core.
We will go with my.
So yeah, that could be if you can get an angle.
But it also looks like Fiona is the one carrying the lodestone as well now, so it looks like he might go for the middle now this turn. But he also has the Watcher down in the right corner, so he might move in the Watcher and attempt to try to toss it to the Watcher end of turn 2, end of this turn.
To get there. Yep.
That is a possibility. I think a Watcher's an interesting pick because outside of Breakthrough, it doesn't do an awful lot. It's not a model that particularly sort of, it doesn't have a great sort of support role other than moving scrap around.
Well, it is a significant model with 7 move.
Fair enough.
But sure, he can't use flight to carry the lodestone, but he can still walk 7 with it.
Yeah, I mean that is a good use for him, and as I said, it's you lose out on the flight, and yes, it's an interesting one on whether it's a lodestone's going to stay with Fiona as your sort of second premium beater after Howard, or whether it
I'll go with the
somewhere
dispatcher.
else.
I think it's going to be really dangerous if Hoffman decides to enter the center now, as both the rider and the executioner is just waiting for a target, because both of them are going to be able to reach her, I believe.
Play the old game that everyone's playing at the moment, to be just within 2 inches.
But depending on how many stones
there and take a concentrate.
that the Hoffman player is willing to put into Fiona with armor 2 in. The amount of healing that Hoffman has. I mean, Hoffman, the attendant, and Toolkit can all heal. And I said Hoffman and Toolkit are still yet to go.
But that is a dense fog bank. We could do it on the Warden. So you'll target the Warden with Willie?
Right now, Jamie, the Dashel player, is putting out blue rings on his models. I think, if I remember correct, this is his way of marking that the model have activated. And so does Andreas, the Hoffman. He also does that right now.
The 5 big ones, kind of.
It's a useful thing to do, because sometimes it is difficult to pick up the differences in the coloured rings in terms of when they get whited out. And just remembering to where I said sort of do that effect when you've had a model that's not moved anywhere and has instead taken 2 actions that don't involve the model moving, so it doesn't necessarily flicker over.
It's fine. I'm going to go ahead and activate Hoffman. So power tokens for everybody.
So now Hoffman
like
is going.
Santa Claus.
All the power tokens is going out.
Okay. And now Hoffman will. He will do
I think it's going to be really interesting whether or not, again, he
overcharge,
starts sort of going with more of the aggressive play and loading up Fiona and Howard with fast, or whether he plays it safer and, as said, goes and makes somebody's armour not able to be ignored.
Just gonna
It looks like he's going for the more aggressive lines.
Yeah. I'm going to do welding torch.
Yeah, it's gonna heal up Melissa
on
now.
Melissa. I'm going to discard.
And now he can't
discard 1 power
be
token
immune to armor.
From Mecha Attendant.
So also now, because Melissa already have activated, she's gonna have fast for turn 3. So it's setting up the play to see what's gonna happen in
I'm
the
gonna
future.
discard a power token from Hoffman then.
Yeah.
And
As I said, Melissa's in such a sort of good position here that she's, as I said, she's got concealment, she's got a nice sort of,
instead of 1 inch, is 3 inches.
she can charge out to extend the range if needs be, and then duck back into the concealment. As I said, she's got nice lines, sort of, yes, the boxes are there, but they're not really denying lines of sight, as she's size 2.
She will heal 3, up to 4. And, I don't know, she will get, you cannot ignore her armor, but I don't know if you even have anything left now. Do you?
Well, Dashel hasn't been. So there's always.
He can ignore armor?
No, but he can summon Rifleman who can ignore armor.
That's true.
I think the players are now discussing whether or not how much armor piercing Dashel can now get out. I think Riflemen were being discussed.
In the interest of openness, I can.
I'm trying to think now. Yeah, Riflemen are 6 points, so
okay.
I'm trying to think. If you're needing a
it's all cluttered now.
I don't think you can get 2 Riflemen out.
No, I have a summoning chart up, and with a red Joker, he can get a Rifleman and a Guard Patrol, but he can never get 2 Riflemen.
No. Well, that's something good to know. I mean, as I said, Riflemen are pretty much, pretty important summon with their armor piercing trigger.
As if by magic.
Because the downside of that is Jamie's relying on pure damage.
Yeah. You flipped all your spears on my 40 wounds. Yeah. Okay. Third action, we're gonna give fast 2. Let me just see this. So, what's the walk of a warden? 5 or 4? 4 or 5? So,
it's considering to bring it on the warden.
Again, it might just be that Jamie's just given up on the warden as something that he can summon back. It's not something that it might not be in his plans to score points as such, and he's happy for the Hoffman player to waste actions on it as such when he can replace it with either another warden or something else.
No, we're gonna give it to Mr. Howard. I believe, yeah, we're gonna give it to Howard. So I need a 6. Oh no! I think that. It's okay. Howard doesn't like to. Howard likes to hang out. So it's okay.
Who needs fast? Fast is overrated anyway, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just another one of these silly conditions.
Is that Hoffman all done?
That is Hoffman all done.
Alrighty then.
So just healing up a Melissa and making her faster. I don't know what he doesn't seem to have done his 0 or made Fiona or Howard fast. So I'm wondering what he's done with the rest of his activation.
Someone's got to make a move, haven't they? Someone has to make a move. Well, we know Fiona's going to go in the middle. She's going to bring it on something, whether that's the execution or the warden. probably not the execution. I don't feel like you want.
I mean, I'm not gonna. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna bring you an unactivated execution.
Why? I think that's a great idea.
I'll tell you that much. I'll reveal my plans.
You're so
But yeah,
generous.
it's only sort of reached a stage in the game where it almost becomes a little bit of who blinks first. You know, neither player wants to overcommit and get. I said, the threat of the execution of the rider from Jamie, or the threat of Howard and Fiona from
do you know what?
From the Hoffman player.
Okay.
Okay, so first thing Dashiell's going to do is target the dispatcher to summon something. Call in reinforcements, and he wants...
I kind of like this play from Jamie of going with Dashiell and summoning something.
He wants another executioner,
getting to an action that way. Yes, you're going to give up pass tokens, but it's Dashiell's going to act. Each one activation, the guild stood getting rid of slow is another action. And it's another executioner. That's an interesting one because again, I mean, yes, we've talked about how good executioners are, but they're models that have to do their damage, up close and personal. They're not something like a rifleman that can sit at the back and.
You do indeed.
He did have the correct suit and everything for it, so he didn't even need to stone for it.
And that's something that I found interesting, that as Jamie came into this with 4 stones, which is not an awful lot for a summoner, even with Summers, the card draw that Dashiell has. He's obviously relying on the card draw from the stones from the corpses and what have you. So I think he's come into the game expecting stuff to die, and whether that's his own stuff or the enemy. But again, I believe it's just off corpses, isn't it? I believe is it's just corpses, so he's obviously coming in expecting his own models to die.
Well, that's a good thing with summoners, because they can have the resources to do it. They just need that 13, but it creates a body that's gonna be much harder to take down. And what the normal people say, that every action that the enemy spends on a summoned model is actions that's not spent on the other important models.
Yeah, it's a really interesting game playing against a summoner. And certainly, you cannot try and play an attrition game against them, because they just will out attrition you. They're just going to have more actions over the course of the game, so you've got to make your actions count.
Executioners also got the looter corpses, so they might get resources back as well when they do the things they're best at by killing things.
But the downside is that the Hoffman player can just choose to drop
scrap
markers rather than corpses, and executioners don't get that benefit. So yeah, I'm a little bit surprised it's an executioner over the rifleman, but as I said, I think
he do set himself up for later turns to because a rifleman would maybe be a good freeze for a moment, but in the long run, the executioner will probably get more done.
Yeah, I think.
And also because he had the perfect card for executioner, so it's really tempting to bring out the biggest gun you have.
Oh yes, it is so tempting to, and I think that's one of the interesting thing about playing a summoner for people that have not played summoners or not got an alpha experience is, sometimes you do have this big flashy card in your hand and you want to go for the big flashy summon, and it's not always the right move. No, I said, I mean, Jamie's a much better player than I am, and then obviously he is, he's not gone for the big flashy summon. I don't think just because he's got the card for it, he's obviously got a plan for the executioner and what he's going to do with it. So
it's interesting now because about not really half, but almost a third of the crew event now. No, it's almost half the crew event now. And Pale Rider is still sitting now with a slow stone up in the left corner. Right now it looks like it would be a quite hard thing to try to go for the middle, so I'm probably gonna see the Pale Rider to move back this turn and put it safely at his own strat marker.
It's interesting how he's going to get it there, though, because I said if it's a walk ride with me, throw to the Executioner is then going to have to spend an AP potentially to throw it to Fiona. I think if he was going for that, would Dashel not have sort of positioned himself in base contact with the ley line?
Which also goes off, heals him. Oh dear, that's a good run of cards. Should have charged him with the Executioner.
Ooh, I think that's a 13 that's gone on the healing flip. That's, you know, it's mostly there for the focus, and instead it's gone on a.
Very similar run of cards, right?
Had I known that, I would have shot something else.
Yeah.
Executioners. What's the defensive now again? In this edition?
I think they're 5 hard to kill.
Oh, they are hard to kill. Wow. They are a lot better than last edition. Okay. And they are minions, which is pretty cool. Okay. So now you got those 4 left.
Hoffman have placed himself
Could
in
go
his
with the
really
Watchman.
tight bubble right now,
Get rid
so
of that.
if any blast would come now from Dashel's side, it would be really terrible.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what blast the
But
Dashel has access to. I'm just having a quick flick through now. We've both got the models on the app. So yeah, I don't think there's an awful lot of area effects in.
Sweeping strike on Fiona,
actually,
but
against all
Yeah,
my
I guess it's, I said, sweeping strike on Fiona and the rider's sort of area effects thing, but
Fair enough.
yeah, that's 2 models that I said are quite far away.
But it's gonna be too early for a rider for this turn. But the earliest he can do his biggest hatred unleashed is gonna be turn
I will
3.
go with.
If he's got the ram in hand, he could do it this turn, because that would give him the 4. Because he's got 3 already, and as I said, he could put, if he puts the ram in, that'll give him the 4 tokens he needs for devastation, which has gone down to the sort of the 4
Oh yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly.
it's, you know, they switched that around now, and it's not the what it was previously, which was
I had a hooded rider in my mind, so he does.
yeah. No, it is interesting.
Can you
The
get
Pale
3?
Rider,
You have to
his best
I think
revel
I
is
can.
actually
I
probably
think
on
it
his
might be
4
quicker
rather than his 5. I mean, his 5 is still pretty good, but
I think he can.
you know, you're relying on having all the models around him, whereas
Yeah, no.
his
probably
4 is, you know, especially against a Hoffman player where
not.
you know,
This
they're
is the
relying
best
on the
bit about
army.
Vassal.
If they've not,
3.
but I said
4.
it's getting him into range, because
Yeah,
the minute
I
you come
mean,
in,
if only
you
could
know
have the
that
war,
you're
right?
going to have to then deal with Howard responding.
Don't think he really wants to step on top of that. We could just go through there.
Interesting move with the Executioner here, considering I don't think they have laugh off, so Fiona could easily drag him forward.
I feel like that Watcher's coming for breakthrough. I don't know why else it would be coming up with Funk.
Okay. So we're hearing right now, Jamie is expecting a breakthrough from the Watcher.
I think I need to start to push forward.
It's an interesting one, because I know Dashel, I said he almost likes breakthrough in the pool because he's so good at using up those markers. And I said I don't think the Watch is in range to get in this turn, so he's going to really have to watch next turn for the Watcher being, you know, depending on where the Watcher goes this turn. And possibly that's why the effigies come down this to sort of try and I said the Watcher does move up, then it's going to be an early activation, you know, to try and the effigies try and take the Watcher out.
He's going to Trail of Gore off the Dispatcher, card. He's going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to gain injured and take a wound. Then he's going to walk. That's his trailer gore action. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's an interesting play
Five
from
to
Jamie
there.
for his executioner, because
For his
I said
first
one
action,
does
concentrate.
that not put him in bring it charge of Fiona?
So instead of standing
So
on
he's
top
saying
of
he's
it,
using the trail of gore action.
Yeah.
And it does require to remove an enemy ski marker unless he has the grit. Or am I
The dispatcher counts as an enemy, can be used as an enemy ski marker.
Right. Yeah, now I remember.
And he actually gets to draw a card if it is removed. So yeah, that's a big improvement for the dispatcher.
Yeah.
But yes, it's I do find it interesting that he's not gone sort of into the forest with the executioner, but has sort of walked what looks to be straight into Fiona range. I mean, it might just be outside of 12 inches, so it might be a walk and a bring it.
Yeah, and then follow up with Howard after. But if Hoffman now got claim jump, he don't want them up in himself to be able to score the first point, because right now, as it looks like right now, Hoffman have really like barricaded Fiona, so she's gonna have a hard time to leave that bubble. So it really looks like the Hoffman player is going for the mid strat point this turn.
Yeah, it certainly seems the easiest one to go for. So it's going to have to be a really a lot of AP that Fiona is not using to bring it or hit people. And yes, while your 10 stone beaters can run schemes, it's not something that you really wanted them to do.
It was quite the advantage.
I will go with
Jamie really thinking about this next move here. The order activation is so important in this game.
Fiona.
It's a really sort of as a cagey match where you really don't want to be sort of over committing, and yet so many of the schemes sort of want you to have the the positional to go and score them.
I can't remember, but I'm happy for you to have it.
I know, I just because I know I got the trigger, because I know I just got a map. I didn't Black Joker it. Just thought to go through, and I could have cheated it. So I don't see why. If that's okay with
So it's looking like Fiona's coming forwards and sort of making her way.
Looks like a bit tight there. No, she should be able to move.
Yeah, whether or not Fiona will have to sort of climb over the barrels or not, I don't know. Or whether
the executioner went over, but maybe it was just easier for him to read. Yeah, no, Fiona's climbing.
But I said with that, it still sort of it leaves the question of where's the rider going. Where's the lodestone going this turn?
Yeah. Right now, currently, Dash will have no model touching base contact with his strategy marker.
Yep.
It's he still have Steward in the background that could jump down from his boxes and stand there.
The Steward is an option, but then you have to try and get a line of sight to the Steward with what's already there.
Over to you.
But it is kind of interesting now, because Dashiell still lines up his models right now, and he's giving the Hoffman player the choice of taking the first hit now of the big guys. He's showing his neck and
Jamie's Fiona doesn't have lead line coat, so although you can pass the bring it off to Fiona, if Jamie wanted to, she's as much as risk of potentially getting brought into the centre if that's what the Hoffman player wants to do.
Okay, we'll see how this goes. I'm going to. I'm gonna. What's it called? Yes, I will go with the Watcher. The Watcher is just gonna walk and then charge the Warden.
Oh no. Okay.
So I'll just put it there. Okay, should nudge a bit, but I can't nudge, so something like that. And I will go with my mighty attack. My talons.
Yep, I'm going to actually spend a focus this time.
No. Okay, I will spend a power token for.
Sorry, I should have let you do that before But carry on. Do whatever you want to do. I should have.
Actually, I didn't even look. I didn't.
But that's
I was
fine.
looking on my phone.
It's absolutely fine. You do whatever you want to do. It was me that jumped the gun.
I mean, I still need to win for that, and it's 2-3. No, I will spend it for a plus flip. So.
Okay.
Here it goes. Oh, come on. 2 black jokers now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. Damage flip for that one. Whatever.
Was that a walk on a charge, or has he got another AP?
He's gonna bonus the hell out of there. What's your melee engagement?
It is 1 inch. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, let me just see. I will push outside of that at least. To there. No, that's not outside.
Are you unimpeded?
Oh yeah. That's a thing now. Push doesn't ignore that. No, I just have flight. So then I basically cannot push outside of that. I can still. No, wait, I don't even have a power token. I can't do that. My bad.
So none of the above.
Yeah, so whatever. He's done, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, what is Fiona going to bring in? That's the question. Who's fast? Is it? Oh no, it's Melissa for next turn, isn't it?
Yep.
That's going to hurt when she goes, but that is what it is. I feel like I'm just going to chuck that executioner in there to try and deny claim jump. I think that's probably what's going to happen. And just hope that he somehow survives it. Let's see where the best place he can get to is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't actually move that time. 3, 4, 5. Is that? If I do that, do I put him into a gap that he later cannot get through? Yes. So that feels like a poor choice. So let's have another go. Let's have another executioner and have another look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Howard can push 2 at the start of his activation, Connie. So wherever I go, I'm going to be threatened by him. Fiona's charge is, 5 with a 2 inch? You think I'd know, being that I'm using the model, but no, 5 with a 1 inch. Okay, so we can make it a little bit harder for Fiona, unless she wants to. I've got your back here. I can't really make it harder for her without. Although she's got to be within 1 inch of the centre, hasn't she? So I'm going to use this for a moment.
Oh, sorry about that.
Welcome back,
She's
Dan.
1 inch from the centre.
Lost connection. I will try and
Which
get
is
back
there.
with you as soon as possible.
I'm
Okay.
beside her 6 inches.
Trying to just get Vassal to re-catch up with me now.
And still within 3 inches of wherever she could be for claim jump. Yeah, all right, cool. I'm going to go to there. So you're happy with what I just hammered out there a little bit? So, yeah, I think the executioner, unless you kill him there, is potentially going to stop claim jump. And he's currently outside
looks
of
like
charge.
we are still here, Dan.
No.
I'm still here, yes.
We lost you for a second there again.
Just
Okay.
Okay, cool. So that executioner's
no,
going to
still
go.
here, just rebooting Vassal and
Stroll along to there.
getting everything back together.
Someone keeps joining
my computer just decided it didn't like my internet router for a second, and so lose all the hard work we've done setting it all up.
Oh my days!
It's lucky I have the stream on my computer right now, so we didn't lose the picture.
Yes. So the viewers at home have probably got a better idea of what's going on than I have.
I'm gonna have a little look while you're. There's 5
back
people
in there now.
When I played my, it was the round 2, but it was my first game of the tournament. There was a guy who joined, started wanted to buy a crew. I don't know, it's an American guy.
What, just randomly in Discord?
Yeah, he stayed in the room and he kept
I
talking.
just have to
I didn't know him.
resynced.
And the French guy I played against, he thought it was
Technical issues. You don't have these in real life, Malifaux, do you?
So.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a bit annoying.
Oh, so the original execution has come flying into the centre.
Actually,
that's a bold move.
I had to fix some technical issues myself, but I think I heard that he is attempting to block some claim jump if it's gonna happen.
He can go very far.
It certainly feels like something that Hoffman, with the position that he's taken, would go for. It's not clear with who. Pretty much all the models at this stage are possibilities for it. So, but yeah, it's interesting how, as I guess with the activation control that the Hoffman player's got, I said that really just allows him to sort of delay. That's kind of that run for it. And I said James doesn't really want to be sort of sending in either the rider or even an executioner, which yes he can summon back, but it's a big resource in both stones and needing a 13 I believe to get it out.
You do. So hopefully it's a little bit of a dilemma for you.
Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can jank it. He can go to.
So it looks like it's maybe going to be a Howard turn this time.
I mean, if Langston heaves me, you definitely. Cool.
Could you help me? Just nudge him so he's base to base and not on top, because my nudge doesn't work.
Interested how he's got. Is that a transfer power and then a charge? Because I don't think you can get the angle to. I'm
not sure. Oh, he's attempting to.
They're seeing if I think they're seeing if they can try and get both of them in.
Yeah, so he attempts to block the line of sight with Howard now, and he's attempting to be base contact with the strat marker and also getting claim on Fiona.
Yeah. No, that's a really next level play, because that's not at all something that I'd have thought of to be doing, and using the ley line in that sense is a really. I said using Howard as a blocker is a really good move, especially as executioners having scatter is such a powerful ability to deny claim jump, and losing the activation control that Jamie had. That I said it really is now a sort of an uphill struggle to try and deny that.
Okay, so I just heard now what Howard is doing. So Howard is using his bonus action to transfer power to move himself and then declare the charge.
As a transfer power is one of those abilities that 2 inches doesn't sound an awful lot, but when you actually get onto the board and sort of get to use it, there are so many sort of key sort of little bits of movement that you can do it. It's so useful. Whether it's pushing out combat, pushing to get out of the way of a bit of terrain that you're using as cover last turn.
We also need to remember that rider have yet to go yet. I believe a rider can still fit on the top side there if he rides down and also claims the middle. But if he does that, he is going to deny Fiona's, Hoffman's Fiona's claim if he does have it.
That's fine.
And with the executioner being positioned where he is, that's actually quite a good move, because then Howard's going to really struggle to get to the rider. And I'm not sure what size executioners are these days. Yeah, you can actually, the rider was going to come in, potentially get a charge on Fiona depending on the angle, or even just a double walk and then do it 0. I said if Jamie's got the ram in hand, then that'd be useful. If not, it might be better to do a ride with me, and then get the charge on Fiona and set up for next turn. Because it looks like it's a no pass token game, so there's equal chance Jamie going first and being allowed to go with the rider and just put a devastation trigger into Hoffman, depending on how many models he can hit.
So he will push and he will walk. I'm thinking if I just... He can, I guess, be nudged a bit. Let me just see. Do something like that. You don't have any bonuses in base to base, do you?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. And he will... see. You still have 6 cards?
I do, yep.
What the heck?
It's gonna be a really bloody turn 3. It's gonna be quite easy to see.
Actually, wait. Before we
with the 2 executioners in range.
Before you flip or anything, I just realized something.
And I think that's sometimes what you find with cagey games when a model dies. There's suddenly this kind of, well, I've just got to try and eke out that try and kill something back.
There's also one thing now I missed because the technical difficulty we had. The Watcher moved up in an attempt to hit the Warden, it seems.
Yeah, it's an interesting play because going there means if Jamie is going to go after the Watcher, he's going to have to put the emissary in the forest, and that's just more actions it's going to take having to get out of the forest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he probably could, depending, he puts the emissary on the right side of it. He's then going to be able to get the charge in on it with Greatsword, but again, it's going to be really tight on how many. It's going to take 2, maybe even 3 actions to get out the forest once he's in there.
I can charge to there. Yep. Okay. Then I get to it. First attack. Do I want to spend?
Okay, so he charged in a straight direction, which means he probably didn't use his power token trick. He might be save it until after the charge.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So here we go.
Maybe he just couldn't quite get the angle.
I'm at 16.
And that's not the heave trigger, is it?
But yeah, again, Howard's got the advantage with the lead line count, but I said 2 executioners are a lot to chop through.
What does that do? Oh, let me get it up. It's going to be easier, isn't it?
Well, I can push 5 inches in.
So we have trigger for like the wind right now. He can push himself.
Yep.
Yeah, I am going to cheat up though.
Yeah, cool.
Jamie using his first card from his hand.
13.
13, you say, eh?
I am wondering now whether or not Jamie did just, other than the 13 that he cheated in. I'm just wondering if that was Jamie's only powerful card, and the rest is he's just stuck with a hand of moderates.
And my second attack.
it is sometimes something that you get stuck with in Malifaux, that you have one good card and nothing else, and you need that one good card to instead get someone off.
So now he just used his power token, I think. That means he's not gonna do transfer power.
So I don't think there was anywhere that Fiona can get to that won't have line of sight. So there's not going to be a.
I guess what Fiona could have done is,
in which case, I'm going to say yes.
if Howard would have placed himself base contact with the marker, Fiona could have tossed the marker to Howard, then just walks within 2 with a strategy point to easily get claim and the strat point.
But again, it's whether or not then the rider can get round to still have line of sight to her.
I don't think a 50mm marker can pass through the strat point and the house. She just needs to stand.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I guess if you stood behind the house.
That's happening.
But then the rider can always come sort of further north of the executioner and get the angle that way.
Only seeing weak damage coming out from the Hoffman player. We haven't seen a moderate yet, I think. No, he cheated severe once, but...
Yes.
Okay, so he got the ram trigger to place the executioner anywhere within 3 of this model.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a way to remove the executioner.
Yeah.
But now executioner have his grit activated as well.
Yeah. And getting 3 attacks on Howard has said, even I said both his crit strike and his execute triggers are powerful against a model as expensive as Howard is with such a low defense. Yes, I guess the terrifying can impact a little bit on the executioners needing 6s. It's not a guarantee.
Oh yeah, that's kind of smart to block the way from the rider too, if you want to put them up in the left.
There's a lot of potential depending on what the Hoffman's, so whether he's got claim jump and is intending to try and score it this turn. Do that. If your plan is just to try and kill the executioner this turn, I think Fiona's, with focus is perfect potential. I don't know if there's a ski marker. I don't think there's a ski marker underneath, but she's probably capable in 2 swings of killing an executioner, depending on. I guess it depends on, as I said, the reading of the Hoffman player of Jamie's hand.
So right now, because of these actions, Jamie is calling 100% claim jump on Fiona. So I think he's gonna attempt to see if he can block that right now by standing, because Ryder also got lodestone. He's gonna place himself in base contact with the marker, and also try to see if he can block Fiona to get both claim jump and her own marker this turn.
The big issue with this is if Jamie doesn't get the initiative next turn, Howard is going to put a world of hurt on that rider. So this
and Fiona can choose to skip claim jump this turn and just charge the rider, place herself in base contact with the strat marker, get strat point, and also maybe soften up the rider this turn as well. What's the range on Fiona? She has 1. Okay.
1. Yeah. So it could be difficult depending on where the rider goes for Fiona to get in.
Yeah. He's measuring for that now.
I think that's I said whether or not there's I don't know if there's a walk charge. I don't know if there's enough space between the idol and the building for a 40 mil. There's certainly not for a 50 mil. But yeah, I think that's what they're going for. So the rider.
There is actually one more sneaky way to do this. Fiona, I got your back. So she can still place herself within 2 of the strat marker, make I got your back on Howard, and placing Howard in base contact with the stat point, and then toss the stone to Howard.
Basically, this is where it's going to be unless I fail my.
Yeah, no, that is.
He's going to walk, ride with me, which he doesn't fail, and then charge to there.
That would be 2 points for Hoffman this turn.
Just get rid of my fake warden. Get rid of these all.
And that's what I think. If the Hoffman player does take the lead, then it really is putting the pressure back on Jamie to try and score some points. I mean, being
considering how much armor you've got, so we're just going to take a swing at you with my pneumatic rifle.
Okay, so
17.
It's gonna hit Howard. Howard does have the shield up for this turn and the armor, so we're gonna see how much damage this gonna cause.
Then the interesting thing is here is whether or not Jamie spends one of his tokens to stagger Howard, because then I don't think Fiona can get in.
8 to 17 straight. That is 4, so you got armor 2 and shielded. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Unless you want to cheat at severe, go for it.
I don't think he's put the trigger in, has he?
Okay. Yeah.
Power Rider, and Power Rider obviously is in base contact with that corrupted idol marker.
Yep. I need to see if I can.
Yeah, Stagger would have messed up the play I just mentioned.
I think I've probably stopped you. Just because I'm looking at Fiona's actions, I don't think there's a way she can.
No, if Fiona has action, it's just the question if Hoffman can see it or not.
It's such an interesting, because the trigger on on Fiona's action is not something that you would ever kind of associate with such defensive action. Obviously, that kind of action, I think, on everything else is on an attack action, and yet she's got it on. So it's a really interesting mechanic to have it on her. Her, I've got your back. That shove aside. Oh, Howard has decided to multiply.
Copy. Actually, no, doesn't matter.
And disappear completely.
That is something with Vassal that you can end up losing models. So
well, thank God for the undo button.
Yes, the undo button is very important.
You've got 2 there now.
Perfect.
Yep. So the one nearer the top's the original. Yeah, you need to double click to separate one. Double click.
Yeah, it can be a little bit finicky sometimes. Vassal, it's
perfect. Thank you.
It does have its issues. I said it's certainly not the same as playing in real life. I said you until you're used to exactly how it all works and the trying to get exact positioning on things.
And again, for people that just join now, why you see the models jumping around like this, the Hoffman player have a bit of issue with his keyboard, so every time you try to press a direction on his arrow keys, it jumps in the opposite direction, and sometimes it switches around. So right now, Hoffman he takes Dash's help to make that fine movements. Okay.
Hold on, we haven't got.
So right now he used.
I assume you want Langston in base contact with the idol marker, yeah.
Okay, so this is the other version.
So Langston in base contact with the idol. Fiona in base contact.
I think
he did exactly what I said.
Langston.
He went up and switched Howard to both block line of sight now and getting the stone.
Oh, let me zoom in. This is hard.
Or?
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's have a look.
I think Jamie not putting one ram in here to get the staggered trigger on Howard has really hindered him.
Base contact with the
the stagger would have messed it up so much.
Because then I think the Fiona's then you've got the choice of do you get idols or do you get flame jump? You can't get both.
So the reason why this is so important to make sure it's correct now, because getting both the strat and the scheme in turn 2, it's gonna make up so much pressure for you later, because the further in the game it goes, the more clear the
really
schemes
tight.
are going to be, and it's going to be more
Can I
easier
zoom in
to
further?
deny it. So it would be really big if
200?
Hoffman
No, it's
can
not very big,
get
so
both claim and
170.
strat this turn.
The other thing to sort of discuss is the fact that you might not, like, we are in theory playing 3-hour games. I don't know whether the players have agreed to go beyond that or not, but there is a 3-hour sort of time limit on the games in theory. So, maybe they seem to have dialed it back, or whether or not I said Fiona's done that action yet, or whether or not it's they're not happy with the angle.
As long as she just walks there, take your back on Howard now and move him up, and then toss the stone to Howard. He will score claim on Fiona, and unless that's gonna be incorrect. Move up Howard, toss the stone to Howard, get claim on Fiona, and then strat on Howard.
I gotta say, it's a big play for, I think Jamie really could do with the initiative to get the rider to get out of there as such, because otherwise there's a good chance he might not lose his rider, but he's going to take a lot of damage from Howard.
The best thing for the rider now in the turn 3 would be to actually enter the big pile of models that Hoffman has, and just
now I can hear you.
do that to irreducible damage and burning on all his crew. It's gonna be a tight fit to move around there right now, but and it's gonna be need to take a disengage action as well. How long does it reach? Is it 6 like the other riders?
I think it's 5 for
Howard.
6 inches. Sorry, for it's 0 action. Yes. Yes, I was thinking of his rider with me, which is 5 inches.
Yeah, but if he does ride with me, he can't do his big thing.
He's blocking
Yeah, but no, I do think I said it does look like not giving Howard staggered is really going to hurt Jamie here, and he's now going to have the pressures on him to try and to go out and score points.
Oh well.
Well, I didn't deny what I wanted to deny.
Now, the interesting thing here, I guess, which we haven't talked about, considering it happened such a long time ago, is obviously Jamie's lost a rifleman this turn. Is that a potential hidden martyr?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that's the right choice for you.
That could also be one reason why he didn't go straight away out for with Stewart to do something about it. But also he also has the warden. Both of them could be martyr targets.
Like so. And after all of this, yeah, she's done.
Okay, so you're declaring claim jump with both declaring strat?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so claim jump and strat for Hoffman and turn 2.
Because
if you want to, do you want to pop your score in the?
Oh yeah,
update the store.
My brutal emissary is going to make an appearance.
Yeah, surprise. Do you want to declare any other?
So both players have claimed 2 strat each.
No, not at the moment.
Pale Rider claimed the middle.
Okay, so I pop it in the.
It's where you want to be at this sort of stage of the game. Really you can only sort of miss out on ley lines for one turn, before you miss out on points. So
he's going to gain.
It's really important to try and get those early points down, because at the end of the game when you're running out of models and as I said, potentials are getting there. Your opponent's got more idea of where you're wanting to go. It's a little lot hard to get the later ones in some respects, especially when there's so little has died on the Hoffman side of things. I said it's going to be really hard for Jamie to get the one in Hoffman's deployment zone. So I said unless he doubles back with the rider back towards his deployment zone, which is an option, he's going to have to go for that bottom right one, I think.
So what are you pressing the yellow plus button?
Yeah,
you press the and it's not. And it's done it for you.
I mean, I can't.
So
see
right
your
now,
side.
end of turn
Oh,
2,
okay.
it stands
I don't know
2-1
when
to
it does it.
Hoffman.
Does it do it when I spin the turn on?
Maybe.
No.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't done that.
Wait,
Oh, well.
Oh yeah, now. But yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Hoffman
Yeah,
have
we spin the
revealed,
turn on.
as we
Yeah, I think
predicted,
both do it.
claim
There we
jump
go.
on Fiona.
Yeah.
All right, so we spin on to turn 3.
So right now
Vassal
Fiona
12.
needs to stay alive, at
Free
least stay
Lenser
above
is
her
here.
health at the end of the game, and also
You've got
be in the
shielded to get
position
rid
she
of.
is right now.
My rider's going to get.
I think it's going to be really, really hard for Jamie to deny that from this position. As I said, there's still, all the healers in the Hoffman crew still alive to keep her ticking over. 3 stones, hard to kill, armor 2. That's really hard to chew through without any kind of. You've only really got riflemen that get through armor 2.
No, that's distracted.
So.
Oh my god, what have I done now? Right, cool.
I can.
Cool, that's all done, I think. I'm just going to go to the bathroom and then I'll come back.
So I have a small bathroom break from the players.
Cool, I'm going to discard.
So if you are the viewer, you have a short time, a small room before the action is going to pick up again in the beginning of turn 3.
I'll back in a second.
So I think it's really interesting here. In my opinion, there's been sort of 2 mistakes from Jamie this turn. In terms of, as I said, the riders had to go for the centre both to deny claim jump and get to the ley line. When a small positioning error sort of change from Dashel could have meant that Dashel was able to at least offer the option of going to the ley line of that ley line. I think the other sort of the big one was the staggered missing out on that, because obviously that would have meant that there would have been no claim jump this turn.
But also he have summoned 18 points of models right now, and from turning the effigy into an emissary, he also got four soul stones up on that as well. He have lost a rifleman, that's 6 stones, but he's still plenty of stones up if you compare to how the game state was when we started this.
I think that's a big thing between, as I said, the kind of discussion between summoners and non-summoners. Yes, if you're purely accounting for soul stones, as I said, the summoner is always going to win out in that regard. But as I said, I think Hoffman, in terms of his position and the game state, I think is in a better position here. I think it's gonna have to be a big shove from Jamie to, as I said, to stop claim jump and potentially get the ley lines, especially if he, as I said, has to play more defensively with the rider now if he doesn't get the initiative, and he's then going to have to sort of run back to his own deployment zone to get healing from Dashel and the steward. So, yeah, this initiative flip could be key.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
What time did you start? And what time does it start counting? I don't know. Since it's streamed, I guess we need to follow the time. I don't remember, but I'm sure our streamers can inform us.
I guess the other thing with this positioning, as I said, it's really stopping the rider from getting maximum hits on the devastation. Whether it's going to have to try and disengage from Howard or. So I don't know if you don't particularly want to be having to ride with me out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing he could do, which I've not thought about, obviously we've talked about the devastation trigger, is the hatred unleashed trigger. If the Pale Rider does that, then you've got 2 executioners charging, Fiona charging, and possibly the Warden charge. Well, the Warden can engage even. They could take a melee action. By the looks of it. So that could be a really powerful play. Because that, again, is potentially the big shove that he needs to have, 4 models out of activation taking an attack, especially when those models are as powerful as executioners are.
Looking at time now, They have played 1 hour 34 minutes right now, so we have passed the middle point. We had a few breaks.
Hello there.
Hello. Right.
Okay.
It's probably
I
about
will
where
draw
you
3.
want to be, though, like starting of turn 3, depending on sort of how many models left going to be left on turns 5, turn 4 and 5. I think this is certainly going to be the. I said I think if the turn's going to start, it's going to start this turn.
So you see a slow stone for cards from the Hoffman player.
It wouldn't surprise me, depending on.
I'll just go.
Now, how many cards did Jamie throw away? Because I was concerned about what his hand was.
He has 2 in the graveyard right now. In the
Sorry.
what's it
What were you
called
going to
again?
say?
Discard pile.
This card pile, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Magic player.
I've played I used to play a fair bit myself. It's a good game, but it's just too expensive to keep up with these days with all the different releases going on.
Okay.
Especially when you've got a hobby as expensive as Foe is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard if you're a multitasker, but if you are a dedicated Magic player and you spend all your time playing it, it's a truly great game.
It's the best-selling card game in the world, is it not? I mean, other than potentially, I think, obviously Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon probably have a little bit, probably second and third, but yes, I think, and I guess Hearthstone as well. Although, again, being completely online, it's such a different kind of sort of thing to Magic, I guess. You don't really have these sort of your kitchen table players in Hearthstone, do you?
Yeah. Exactly.
But I do. Yeah, we look like we're kicking off with initiative, and it looks like I said, unless there's a cheat here from the Hoffman player, it looks like Jamie's going to get clear first.
Terrifying 11 there. Have you got any condition removal?
Yes. Hoffman.
Yeah, you've got to take the hit as well. What's Langston's engagement range? 2. Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like Hoffman is not cheating initiative.
Okay, I'm going to go with the Pale Rider.
Yeah. So Rider's
let me
going.
just clone it and see how this is going to work.
So I think he's going to attempt to reach inside. He's going to disengage, move once, and then.
I think he's just moving within Howard's.
Oh yeah.
Engagement.
He's moving inside his engagement range.
To get, and I said it then comes down to whether or not he wants to do the devastation trigger and hit Fiona or Howard, or I said from here he hits both executioners and the warden. Now, if he positions a bit further up, he could probably get Fiona as well in there if he wants Fiona. And I said healing models 1 and 2 and getting them to take a charge action could be pretty key here, because having a warden back on 3 wounds, the executioner back on 4 wounds. And I said, depending on where he angles it, he could.
Where the other Pale Rider is. It's going to ride with me.
You're walking. Okay. Yep.
Oh, he's not doing that. He's riding.
Ride with me, taking the 3 wound executioner.
Wow,
which it does.
This is interesting. Okay, so he really intends to try to attempt to take that southeast marker.
Yeah.
But dropping the wounded executioner like that, isn't that?
It's fine where it is.
I mean, that's a dead executioner, isn't it? I think.
I think so
because
too.
Melissa's just going to have that for breakfast.
With its last AP.
That's.
Go stand in base contact with that marker.
Okay.
That's a big play from Jamie.
He needs to have a really great hand, and Hoffman needs to have a really bad hand.
Standing next to Langston for an activation.
Okay. So that's his reasoning.
Yeah.
That's real, because I mean, Ryder is not safe there either. I mean, he is completely. He doesn't even have
Okay, we can go with.
cover almost.
We kind of forced
I
his
think
hand there.
Melissa though would be hard pressed to take the rider out, and I don't think there's much other than that
But they
can,
are hard to
because
kill, you say.
Fiona's going to have to
They are
walk
indeed.
charge him. I don't think Howard is
It's annoying.
able to. He's certainly going to have to climb over the boxes to get to the riders, but again, he's going to have to walk charge.
Well, first off, you need to kill the Executioner now. This is he needs to kill an unactivated.
Let's go with...
Yeah. Because I said you need to do that really, because I said the Executioner gets into the toolkit and the attendant. That's a big swing in Jamie's favour.
She can...
But at the same point,
Melissa can,
having a focused Executioner going into Howard is not particularly what you're wanting.
I realize I made a misplay before. Oh no. Actually, just realizing a misplay I did before.
Okay.
I forgot concealing when I healed Melissa, so I'll just lower my power token by 1 for a plus.
Is it an attack action?
Yeah, it's an attack action. So
Okay,
if it's
yeah, no,
I'll
that's
just lower it
fine.
on
Yeah,
next
absolutely fine.
attempt.
No
Yeah,
problem at all.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it looks like it. Is that a Hoffman activation,
Or actually,
or is it a?
I'll just lower it on Fiona because she was standing, so I could see her.
Okay,
She can
no,
move it.
it's
Okay,
he refers to the heal from Hoffman on
Now
Melissa.
I will do Melissa.
So because Hoffman's heal is an attack action,
Well,
he meant that it should have,
she's going to.
but it's a melee action, so it doesn't really affect from
you get
concealment.
No,
Is there,
it's only.
like, from the sides of the building.
I
you
think
could
this
be
is.
within
No, you're
1.
fine.
He had
You
it.
can ignore an
I think
inch
I had
of
it right the first. I think
yeah,
you're overthinking it right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He did lower his
she's
power
just gonna
token
start
to.
by shooting
Yeah, I'd.
execution.
I said whether or not you want to be
That's right,
charging
mate.
Melissa in and beating the Executioner up in combat, or shooting at him, and depending on whether or not you've got
I'm going to spend
a
up
shot to
power
something
token.
else. I guess he's got the shot to the rider, hasn't he? Once he's killed the Executioner, have to
Here we go.
make use of the fast AP.
15.
18.
Okay, so what's happening now?
You're forcing me. Okay.
Looking like I said, it's Melissa shooting into something, possibly the
Yeah.
possibly the Executioner. Because I think he said 8. I think I heard Jamie say 18, so that would make sense with the defense 5 Executioner.
Yeah, and Melissa needs to make this happen. Because if Melissa won't kill Executioner now, he's gonna get the turn. So
Okay, fine, I will cheat it.
yeah,
18, so that will be 3 cards.
Yep.
That
oh
is
moderate.
A moderate.
That's a dead Executioner.
Doesn't matter, yadaha.
I think they have hard to kill.
And I
They
will
have hard
shoot
to
you
kill.
again.
Yeah, but it was still important to get that.
Actually, wait, before I will charge.
Okay.
So
Uh,
I am.
oh yeah, he charges up with his running gun.
I'm within 1 of what's it called? The toolkit.
Okay.
So I gain a power token. I can. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna choose not to spend it. So it's just 1 card.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see.
Oh, if you.
There's still a hit.
Well, I tie you. So it's your cheat.
You do tie me. I think you're probably going to be able to kill me.
Probably.
So
I really
that
don't
is
like this from
fine, go
Jamie.
for it.
Okay, 3 cards.
So Black Joker, no Black Joker. No, it's a dead
Oh.
Executioner.
Bam.
I mean, the one reason why he gave away the Executioner so easy is because he's probably maybe sitting on the 13 of RAM to just put up another one, because they are limited to 2. So he gambled and see if he could have survived, but he's just gonna take up another one maybe.
Potentially, but I think as I said now, it's there's a couple of like activations of like. I mean, I guess you don't have to necessarily put the Executioner into Langston now, but with the Warden sitting on one wound, do you want to activate that before the Watcher potentially gets a kill?
And I am spending my power token.
The emissary's obviously not been put in a position to get at that, so I don't even think the emissary can get in this turn.
For blast.
Okay.
Let me just see like this. No.
Okay, so what's
That's
happening?
okay. I can do it on the Fiona. Yeah, I'm spending on a blast. So
I've got 3 focus, haven't I? So I'm going to spend one of my focus as well.
sure.
Oh, it looks like Fiona is shooting into the Executioner at the top.
Yeah.
Whoosh. That's not
Well,
happening.
okay then.
But it's too severe gone.
No.
Probably not then.
No.
Yeah, 2 Severes and one of the Executioner's focuses, so...
Fair enough.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, trading that for a power token and a week. You had to use the power token there because the concealment he's standing in, it's deeper than 1 inch, so he has to suffer the negative from it.
I think the Hawken player charged though earlier on in the activation, and by the looks of it, he's mispositioned that charge. But it's not a huge issue, I don't think, unless he's going to have a power token back when Hoffman activates. But
I think the reason why he did clear the charge, what I heard is he wants to be within range of the mobile toolkit.
Yes, that's why that 1 inch R is there, isn't it?
So
The Executioner. He's going to charge Langston.
now we're gonna see some executioner action.
Yep.
Let's see if the executions are going to raining down.
Sure is, actually.
I mean, this is Jamie's best tool for trying to deal with Langston. I think the focused Executioner. Yes, he's going to have to get 6s for the terrifying. But
and there's no shielded up as well because Skill Lawyer haven't gone well this turn yet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna increase the volume now of the players so you can hear how this is going to happen.
Sorry. Wait. Let me just undo. And then, do you want me to shuffle? I can flip one card and then I can shuffle.
Yeah, just flip a card, it's fine.
Okay, and then shuffle. I am at 10.
I am at 8, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So minus flip.
Yep.
Okay.
So 2 inches.
I'm okay
so
with
he's
flipping those.
going to move half through there, so it's going to be 1, and then 2. Oh, so let's go slightly.
I think we missed something there.
2. Probably a half.
You push through the severe or?
Yeah,
no, it's a
so
Warden
he's gone
disengaging.
2.5 rather than.
Oh.
He's going to there. It's fine.
Yeah,
He's
instead
got,
of going with Executioner, he wants to get the activation of the Warden before.
He's
Yeah,
going to shoot Langston
that's
with his restraint claw.
I think he's going for the slow on Langston.
So
this is a good move because I think he's going to struggle to kill Langston. So controlling him might be the best option.
Defense is 14.
I'm at 13. I will let it.
So he's got a reasonably high.
Yeah,
we
so
don't even
slow and then a
slow's built in.
Which is 2 damage.
Yeah.
It's going to be just 1.
So 1 damage on Langston and slow.
And that's the Warden gun.
Yeah. That's a really good play from Jamie.
We're gonna go with we are going with my mech attendant.
Okay, so going with attendant.
Now the one way around it is Hoffman can remove conditions with his free action. So if he can get a consolidate power, I believe it's called, into get the angle for Howard, then that is something that you can use to get around it. And I guess with Howard being size 3, and I think Fiona's only size 2, he might not even need the angle.
Do you have any blasts, Benny?
I don't believe so. I think Fiona can blast, can't she, on her melee?
Yeah, she can actually.
Yeah.
Never. Actually, I've done it once. That's true. Well then, I do not want to do that. He's just gonna go. Okay, let's see. Wait, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. That's too close. Okay.
So are we going to see a heal now from the attendant onto Melissa and or
Okay. I think I might
Howard?
have.
Well, I think Melissa's on
Just
full
gonna
wounds.
run
And,
this
Oh, no,
way.
she is.
That's fine.
That's true. It's gonna be a Howard then. He's
Outside
2
of
down.
blast,
yeah,
in case that comes up.
it's as good a time as any to do it. I mean,
Actually,
that's what I think.
It also
know-
saves a master action to
Okay.
to
now
not do the
he is
heal.
done. Actually, no, I still have a.
The other option is, I said this going with the attendant at this stage before Howard goes.
Hold on.
If you can get a ram in there, having a power token, having a scrap drop, so Howard could eat it for a power token
Okay,
is
I will go with.
is also
the
a good move.
Dispatcher. Dispatcher is going to go 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4.
it seems to be the heal.
And 1, 2, 3, and then this will be decided by this. Oh, hello. 4 to there,
Cool.
and then he will do nothing else. Yeah, no, do nothing else. That's him done.
Okay.
It's a bold play by Jamie that moving the
Cool.
dispatcher up, because I said
Yeah,
Howard, if he can get a power token, he can.
We're
He
gonna go
can.
with
I
the
think
tool.
even with a transfer power and a charge, can get to the dispatcher.
Actually,
So I guess he'll be on negative. No, he could power token for the positive to get. I believe the dispatcher's got serene cannons.
this is also interesting. I wonder. I don't think Hoffman is going to get a third strategy this
we'll
turn.
go with toolkit. He's going to.
It's going to be tricky
Keep
because
buffing,
the lodestone's on Fiona,
Fiona,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So tune up 5.
And if he goes for the one at the bottom,
tune
then
up.
perhaps what the emissary will do is go and try and bury her.
The more safe one will go be the up left one, but Hoffman needs to force something. It's still not gonna reach it, I think, because there's a small forest patch there.
Did you get focus 2 again?
I think the
Zero,
safest
he's not
one
gonna-
might be the one down by the Pale Rider, but again, I said if the
There's nothing he can heal.
I'm not sure of the
He's done.
it's not pine box, is it?
Cool.
But whether or not it's a melee action, and I said the emissary can move,
I'm
charge,
gonna
or
go
something, or potentially even get there with a move.
Yep.
That could really make that an issue, because obviously burying Fiona, then it's
Dashel
just going
is
to jump
going
to
to-
Melissa, who's already activated.
Do we want another executioner? I do like executioners. I like them a lot.
They're really good
I'm
models,
gonna
Jamie.
summon a
Executioners are great
mounted
models.
guard
Yeah.
off the dispatcher.
Ooh, a mounted
Oh,
guard.
it's a
Now, is
12,
this
but not
Jamie
the 12
making
we
a play
need.
for
There's
breakthrough?
the 12 we need.
Because at turn 3,
Yikes.
the mounted a non-slow mounted guard can easily get
It's
to
going
the
to come in
to
there
the
with slow.
deployment zone for
I get to
turn
draw a
4.
card.
It is also unimpeded, I guess, like all other horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can easily make it through there.
And then Dashel's just going
He
to
just needs to bring.
wander around to the other side of the
Ah,
strat marker. Actually, no, he's not. He's going to stay on his side of the strat marker, but get into base contact with it.
Okay, yeah, so
Just
he's
in case
setting
he
up
needs to end
now
up
in
with the strat
case
marker.
for the.
I'm just so worried you've got assassinate on him, so he's just not
Okay.
getting involved.
He's worried about assassinate.
That is
it makes
quality
sense.
today,
I
is
think
that
that's
he's
I
not
think
getting involved.
having that wall of
So he is
models now in
going
front of
to
Dashel is
do Falmouth motivation.
short of Howard
to-
getting like the wind trigger to get through the line.
No one really needs
Dashel's fairly safe there now.
Yeah,
Focus
yeah.
everywhere.
If Hoffman got assassinate,
walks
he's
towards the
probably
emissary
gonna be
instead.
really sad right now.
The ley line.
But it's still a game where I said, like, from Jamie's point of view, any of the strategies are pretty much.
Yeah, sorry. Do you mind if he doesn't walk
Possible.
that way? He walks the other way instead.
Go for it.
Is that
Go for
okay?
it.
John Stewart is still up on the
so-
boxes as well, up in the corner. I haven't done anything.
No.
Oh
Ooh,
no! Oh no!
I think
No!
he's going to have to walk quite far to get in range, though.
not his.
He might be better off.
Is
just
he going
walking
for
through
a?
the middle of the
He's going for a Falmouth motivation. Is he on the emissary?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
No, that's not going to help either. Oh, Dashall, my friend, you are too far away.
I mean, he could
Okay, so
Falmouth
he is gonna walk
motivate
through
the
that.
warden, but
Okay.
Okay, he doesn't care about assassinate anymore. Okay.
And then he'll.
I still think
stay
even from
away
there he's
from
pretty
Melissa
pretty
is his
difficult
main
to get
plan of
at him.
action.
Yeah.
It's only
will,
Melissa in. I don't know, like the
Falmouth
wind trigger
motivation
from
on the
Howard
emissary,
that get
which
to him.
goes off and heals him 1.
Ooh, he would have
heal
liked that the
2.
other way around.
So heals 2,
Okay.
gain focus,
I cheated for moderate there.
and that is
Yeah.
done.
Maybe it's a bit about. Do you remember? Did I? Wait, I'm just trying to remember. Why I gave shielded, why I obeyed.
I'm really curious about
No, wait, he passed.
Jamie's
Never mind.
slash Dashell's
Things going on,
schemes
yes.
right now.
That's what he did.
As it's looking, because he didn't. When Rifleman died, he did not declare the martyr. It could still be on the warden.
It could be, which is potentially why Jamie hasn't healed. He healed the emissary over the warden.
Yeah, exactly. That is kind of telling. And the warden have already moved as well this turn.
And it's probably the only thing, I think, it's between that and the executioner that Howard can get to this turn unless he gets rid of his slow. Because Hoffman's already gone, hasn't he? And as I said, he didn't do the power transfer to get rid of it, so. Oh, no, he hasn't. He hasn't gone now.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think at this stage, it's pretty much any of the schemes are possibilities for Jamie. The steward can make get rid of the slow and the mounted guard, and that could make a run around the top of the house to break through next turn. And between the Pale Rider and the mounted guard, you'd expect that turn 5 there'd be enough markers down.
He can go.
The game have slowed down quite a bit. That's normal at this turn, because every decision here can be a game turner.
Yeah, it's so easy as well to just get drawn into killing for the sake of killing. Models are easy charge of each other, and it's especially in a game like this where outside of Vendetta and Assassinate, killing doesn't get you points. And spending actions to kill stuff that isn't going to get you points, especially against someone who I said we were talking about the kind of the resource generation that they have. If you're just spending actions killing models that have been summoned, you're not going to get anywhere.
We can go with. Okay, we're just gonna go with Hoffman.
Okay, Hoffman going.
Yep. Simpler, because he might squeeze in there and there. He is going to. He's gonna start by doing his bonus action, which he will do.
The bonus action. Is he gonna remove the slow?
Doesn't need to be. Okay, that's
if he does, I don't think Jamie has any other way of
everything.
Controlling Howard. I'm aware of. I don't think anything else can give slow. I guess you could give it distracted with.
And then he will do his bonus
Fiona,
action. He's going to target. He's gonna target the mech attendant.
What?
Who is going to offer up a power token to what's his name? Langston. So, well, okay, first I need to pass it. Sorry.
You target Howard and take the thing after the attendant. But the issue with this is that the attendant's not got the power.
Will declare the trigger.
Did the attendant have more power than Howard?
I can do this action.
Yeah, it seems so. He does. He have up the power on Howard.
Yeah. I mean, of course, the other thing that Hoffman could do is just make Howard fast twice. That also gets around the slide, but it's less efficient than. Yeah.
There it goes.
What I said. It passes. Exactly. So she goes down and Melissa goes up. Did I say I do it from Fiona? Or did I just think it? Anyway, that's what I did.
Did he? Oh yeah. Because he got swift action.
No, that's a bonus action. Now I will do quicker actions. I'm gonna do fast on Melissa. Need a 6. Goes off. I'm gonna do fast on Howard. Need a 6. Goes off.
Yeah, I thought this is the right thing to do because, as I said, Jamie's just got no way around the armor. He's just going to have to try and chip these constructs to death.
We're just going to see now if
like playing against an armored M2E Nelly.
We're going to see if he gonna wait with Howard until he gets shielded from the lawyer before he engages or not.
I'm gonna discard 2 power tokens actually from Hoffman, and I will drain a power token from, let's say, the toolkit, and I'm gonna attempt to welding torch. This is now 5 inches range.
Okay.
Yep.
So I will do it on Howard. He will relent.
Is it an attack action?
Yes. Indeed.
So it's going to be on a neg.
But it's a.
Oh no, it's a melee.
It's a melee. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yes.
Yeah, so I think actually did the math
if it doesn't have a target number, it doesn't matter.
Turn 5, depending on if you built Hoffman a certain way, Hoffman can end up with a 121 inch range on his welding torch. Turn 5.
But Jamie also pointed out a good thing because it doesn't have a target number, so it doesn't matter how many minus flips it does, unless not even Black Joker. It would just be good actually.
Well, then,
yeah. No, it's always great when you're attacking your own models and you hit the black, unless you're wanting for a specific trigger, hitting your own models and getting the Black Joker on the attack flip is great.
Cool.
Okay, so that's Hoffman done. We're gonna see the follow-up of the Dashel player. So we removed slow, he fasted a couple of models, and he passed on more power tokens. And added welding ability to Howard.
Ride with me.
Okay, so he's riding now. He's still got slow.
Sorry, do I need to? I think I probably needed to declare who he's taking. So bear with me a second. This model may target another friendly model of another size. Yeah, sorry. He's going to take Fiona with him.
Ooh, this is a big move. Taking Fiona.
Oh, okay. She do have to focus on her, so
I'm trying to work out what you've got. It's either it could be breakthrough, it could be vendetta on Fiona.
Yeah, you see, Jamie have the same thing I struggle with when I play this game because the options of the other second scheme are so huge. So it can really depend what kind of action he wants to take here, depending on what scheme the Hoffman player has as the second.
Yeah, I mean, the Watcher can get to. I said it's now unengaged. Fly 7 inches and drop a scheme marker, and it can make itself really difficult for. The executioner might have to go running backwards to try and stop it.
Oh, this is such a decision, isn't it?
I also think it's interesting that he takes this rider action now. He could have just gone with brutal emissary right now and try to deny an action from the Watcher because the Watcher is still unactivated.
I guess the issue is whether the emissary can get to the Watcher without warp charging.
That's fine.
going through the forest, I think, is.
It can also be the thing he's purposely ignoring it because it doesn't pose a real threat, and it could be a martyr target.
7 breakthrough.
Okay, so Rider is going, Mounted Guard is going without the Fiona.
Yep. I'm a little surprised at this because unless I say he's got an idea of using the steward somewhere else. I mean, I guess it doesn't need fast.
I mean, he's within range to just run inside and put one scheme down for turn 4.
The other interesting thing is with where he's gone here. I think Howard could potentially still get to him with a walk charge potentially, or a walk push charge.
The problem also with the first point of breakthrough, because Lawyer is still like basically in the deployment zone. Lawyer can just walks up to it and deny the first point of breakthrough on turn 4, and then Jamie can max get 1 point from breakthrough. He also got the Pale Rider, I guess.
The other option is that Lowe obeys the Mounted Guard this turn and just sends him back into the centre for Howard to deal with.
Mounted Guard doesn't have running gun, right?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
It felt like it should be.
No, they don't. But yeah, sending the Mounted Guard back toward, back across the house, back towards the centre is. They're only willpower 5, and he hasn't got concealment.
It's gonna if that's true. If Jamie got breakthrough, then it's gonna be the Pale Rider's work to just get inside the engagement range, the deployment zone of Hoffman, and puts down one scheme marker next turn.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be very obvious that it's and if Hoffman just waits with the mobile, not toolkit, it's insignificant. If the Lawyer just walks down to them or attempts to obey it out too.
Okay, the Executioner is going to go. It's going to Trail of Gore.
But it's not real like Jamie's got the setup to try and kill the Lawyer.
Off of the dispatch, obviously.
Okay, so now the Executioner is going. He's still ignoring the Watcher.
Again. 1, 2,
so he used Trail of Gore and then a walk.
5, and then it's going to charge.
And charge target is.
Now, depending on where he goes, if he ends up in base contact with Melissa, she now can't get out to shoot. But he has to end up. Oh no, he's stopping short. Right. Melissa can just push out next turn. But if he did pushed into base contact with her, she can't get out with a transfer power.
Yeah. Melissa is also within toolkit right now.
I'm at defense 5, so I'm at 14.
And again, he's an armor 2 henchman.
Yeah. And again, toolkit have not gone yet, so Melissa will just get healed up after this if any damage have been caused.
I think it has done the toolkit because it's got the purple ring around, so I'm just wondering.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I said, but I said even with the Executioner's going to get one focused attack. I don't think this is going to achieve much. Now, is this the original Executioner, or is this the summoned one? I think this is the original one, isn't it?
You mean the one that summoned from first turn?
Oh yeah, he didn't start with one, did he?
No, he didn't start. He summoned 2. He had 13 of RAM both turn 1 and 2, I believe.
Right, yeah. I was just wondering if there was you'd taken a vendetta on Melissa or something, and maybe he still has. Maybe the plan is to try and kill it.
So that was a severe hit. He cheated in severe to hit Melissa, and the stone to reduce 1 damage.
Yep.
And Dash and have went up a soulstone.
Yes, was there a corpse marker somewhere? I guess.
I will do something.
Yes, because the other Executioner died nearby, didn't he? So the Executioner's at his his body.
Loot the corpses.
Dashiell's not summoned this turn, has he? No, he did. He summoned the Mounted Guard. Ignore me.
Okay. I am going to.
Big decision here. So Hoffman still got Lawyer, he got Fiona and Langston. And Watcher.
Fiona can go.
Interesting that Fiona's going before Howard.
I mean, but by going there with Executioner, he protects, he do stand in the way for anyone to reach the Pale Rider this turn. So this is going to be a third strategy point right now for Jamie.
I will do
Yeah.
Fiona.
And it's still tricky for where it's going to be very inefficient for the Hoffman player to get a ley line this turn. And I said especially with the emissary's berry.
I should not block myself. So we'll take a walk.
Yep.
To there. Yeah, to there. I will take the hit. No, the other one. Sorry.
I'll play back.
Yeah. He's gonna remove Melissa.
I need a 2. I get more than a 2.
Can she fit between the? Oh no, she's going there.
I can.
Okie dokie. So is she trying to clear a lane for Howard to get to the Executioner?
It might, because he got 2 range. I think charging Howard can.
Okay, I can bring it on.
Also, he's gonna take the totem now. Bring it on totem.
So maybe the thing to be if he brings it on the totem.
I will do that one on him.
Then Howard might be able to slip behind the back of the totem to get to the ley line in the deployment zone. You know, he's essentially got 17 inches of movement between the push and the. He's fast.
The interesting too with this strategy is that you can actually miss 1 turn as long as you get turn 1. So
yeah,
that's about right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is that within 2 of Howard now?
Cool.
I think as Howard is, depending on what the dispatcher's engagement is, Howard could slip around the side of it and between him and Fiona. Because the only thing that's left is the emissary and.
Time to let my little friend there die.
Now he's gonna maybe bring it back his own totem. Because with his own Fiona.
True, because Fiona's not gone yet, has she?
No, she hasn't.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, Jamie just said perhaps it's time for the dispatcher to die. You know, there is a stage of the game where you have to just sort of. There's no point keep putting resources into keeping your totem alive if you're not going to get a use from it.
Yeah.
Okay. Goes off. I guess he's going to have to place on top of the boxes, isn't he? You want to be in base.
Oh, I got your back. Got your back on bonus action.
She's going to.
No. I was thinking the Watcher's got an easy breakthrough here, but is it being engaged by the Warden?
What's the Warden's engagement range?
No,
it can't because Warden is engaged and used a gun action on Howard.
But I think the Watcher's only range 0.
Let's see.
Yeah, the Watcher's only range 0, so you could be in 1 inch of it. Now, is Fiona going to pin Howard in here? Because this is the downside to the Hoffman plan of bubbling up is you're then going to get trapped.
Doesn't want to charge forward then, does she?
But the thing is also, if he puts Fiona like that, Howard can delay. Hoffman can delay to take a strategy one turn and just kill a big model from Dazzle.
She could protect the
Yeah.
warden as well, I guess.
The other option is that Howard does like. So I guess the lodestone's on Fiona, isn't it? Yeah. So
Yeah, still
I said,
you can push when
I think Hoffman has said he's not going to get one this turn, but he doesn't necessarily need
what's
one
his
this
walk
turn.
no.
And of course,
If he spends this turn to just reduce the threat of
No, I know
Jamie,
you can't.
it could
So she is gonna just
he
walk
could
back
have an easier time next turn
She's gonna
to
walk
take the
back.
strat.
Just
Yep.
outside of your charge range. I know you can do shenanigans to still be able to
Okay,
charge.
so we still have
and then she will
Lawyer
focus
and
again.
Langston and
I
Watcher.
really need you to at some point, if you be as kind
So
as to reveal your
Hoffman's
obscene,
crew is
so
still not down one model, right?
it's okay to leave.
I think they're starting. Yeah, they've kept everything.
Okay, that's cool.
Now I'm just wondering if Jamie's under the impression that the Watcher is a bait for Hidden Martyrs.
Yeah, I think so. That must be the reason. Oh no, now he's going. Oh, is he gonna place a ski marker now?
I think so. And there isn't any more ski marker removal, so I think this is breakthrough.
We will stand. I will just go now I will remember. I don't.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Double walking there.
Double walk. Oh, he can move up now and toss the stone to Watcher.
Yeah, you can, because Fiona's only got a 1 engagement range.
Yeah.
Howard can
And now
push
he
Charlie.
don't have Brutal Emissary and he's not gonna reach it.
Yeah,
that's a good move.
Yeah,
I like this.
At least
no, I mean, Jamie just said, yeah, it's a very interesting scheme pool, and I think all 5 of the schemes are takeable.
I could have gone for it. Whether it would have achieved it or not is a whole nother kind of fish.
You know.
I hope your viewers are enjoying this as much as we do, because this is still no one's game. We believe that Hoffman have a little bit of upper hand here, but it's up to see what's gonna happen. You still need to pass through everything. We still don't know any schemes from the Dazzle player.
And that's the thing with when you've got no schemes revealed, and I said, I mean, as much as Hoffman has dominated the centre and has really just pushed through, Jamie has now got the flanks tied up, and
we are going to have a small problem as well coming up here, because looking at the timer now, it's almost 50 minutes left. We have 2 activations left of Hoffman, so we're probably not gonna see a turn 5.
not a complete one now. I said I think it's going to be, and I said with so much left on the board for turn 4.
Yeah, because Hoffman haven't lost any models, and summoners keep summoning up more models, so there are still so many choices for every turn, and it's gonna take a time because every choice is gonna get more and more important.
And that is the thing. I mean, as I think there was a lot of conversations recently about the strengths of summoners, and I said it's. They do have their strengths, but they have the fact that I said they are time-consuming to play. They do have a lot of decisions to make, and I said they do sometimes struggle to just have enough hitting power to get that breakthrough. Yes, they can endure.
What's the willpower of?
But I've seen here, Hoffman is there. Dashel's really struggling to make a lasting damage on Hoffman.
He's very, he's what? That food, right?
So right now the Howard move should be a push up, walk once, toss the stone to the Watcher. That's gonna get, but he's so fast also, so he has one action over to a charge totem or Fiona.
I think you can push charge Fiona, be 2 inches away, be outside of an inch, but within 2.
That's true. That's true.
And
because he has a longer engagement range, he can still interact and toss the stone to the Watcher.
we're going to see a guild lawyer.
Yeah, it's right now there's nothing stopping Howard from doing what he wants. So because Dashel is out activated.
Yeah, it is now just
because
off
that executioner kill.
Yeah, we're gonna go with the lawyer.
I do find it interesting. As I said, I think I'd have gone for the more aggressive play and try and get use out of my executioner. Gone with the everybody charging and trying. But yeah, I think, as I said, he's given up the executioner and he's lost the center now. I don't think even I don't think Dashel has anything in his armory that can slow down Howard significantly.
That's a Joker. It haven't been too many Jokers so far, actually.
No, we haven't seen any on damage or anything. I think I think turn 1, do we see a black Joker into a red Joker on defense?
Yes.
And we're gonna try to obey the executioner. I wanted the red Joker for this.
So obey an executioner.
I think there was a shielded thing put in, a shielded play put in there, and that's what the red Joker was for. And that's, I said, it's so annoying when you've got these 2 actions that you don't really care which order they go off in, and the cards just put you in the opposite order.
So right now he's at stat 15 with obey against the executioner. If this would go through, it could be very hurtful against the rider.
And I think the guild boys
spend the focus too. Jamie should have maybe spent the focus defensively in this action to avoid guild lawyer to use it.
Yeah, because I said this is a big play, and this is something that you don't get as an Arcanist when you're playing often. Is you don't have you have Amina, who is your only obeyer, and she's not something necessarily that you're going to hire out of keyword.
Oh, that's huge.
Okay. Well,
that's a really good play. That's a big sacrifice, but I think I said if you're not going to use your focus defensively,
he really had to do it because it would come a focus strike, a focus charge on the Pale Rider, and it could have almost ended it.
Yep.
He had to use most of his. No, actually, yeah, exactly. He couldn't even use his power token for defense from the executioner. So that was a big defense. He did the correct choice. But also, this is really ensuring for the Elfman player to know that he forced the red Joker out from his hand. Because this is a red Joker that can't be cheated now, for example, when Howard activates.
No. And it's one less card potentially that's, if he went in and tried to execute somebody.
Do you know drop damage off the top of your head?
I don't know from M2.
I believe drop damage is half rounded down.
Oh, yeah, here comes Guild Steward.
Falling damage equal to half the distance spell in each is rounded down. So half the distance spell in each is 1 damage.
I actually forgot that guy. He's just been standing there for 3 turns.
Yes.
He doesn't have any damage though. He can put slow on the Watcher, but he can't do anything to move the Watcher.
No. He's a great model, but his job is not to it's not to move things around.
I'm still surprised that the Steward have been played so far back, because Steward is such a model you can really put him in front and still don't worry about him too much, because he's gonna hurt you so much with his demise if he dies.
Oh, Demise Reprisal is such a scary ability. It is definitely something that you really have to respect.
That was another severe flip on the foul mouth on the heel. Okay. So no slow on the Watcher, and the focus on, I believe, Fiona. Yeah, he must be the Fiona.
Well, Fiona's on full focus. You've got to really start using that next turn, hasn't she? I mean, focus is great, but you really got to take it. Like, if you're left with focus at the end of the game, then you're losing out.
Yeah, she do still have the blast on her melee trigger, so the problem now, I guess, Dasha would also maybe love to have the access to fast as the Hoffman has, because the fast Fiona, can be pretty nasty as we have seen so far this evening.
Now I know that Queeg gives out fast. Is that just to?
Oh, what's happening?
Ooh.
What's happening?
Okay, that's not what I expected, but I'm okay with it.
No, I agree with Jamie. That's not at all what I expected. But yeah, no, I can.
No, why? But he.
So he's not going for the points. He's going to try and deny a breakthrough. Now it only works if he can kill the guard, because I believe the guard the guard has got Ride with Me.
Yes. I don't like this at all.
This isn't what I would have done now. I would have gone with the you've got the Watcher in position for the ley line.
Yeah, exactly. Because
and if you don't do that this turn, then unless it's a really really big bait.
A week of 3.
A week of 3. He needs
So he needs Severe now to kill the guard. Oh, he's tossing the guard.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be. He could actually put him down in Fiona's range now. No, he doesn't.
I guess the issue is that actually Howard would have to. I know why the Watcher's not got the interact this turn, because Howard can't throw the thing to himself.
Okay, whatever. No, I will not. I will not spend it. That one, we can shoot in the 8 for heave again.
Yep. No.
So minus.
Ooh, that's a dead rider.
Oh, that's
I mean,
huge.
It becomes a guard patrol, but yeah, that is
1 wound, doesn't it? No, 2 wounds.
If Jamie was hoping to get 2 points of breakthrough, that is the nail in the coffin.
That's turn then.
No, I was
that is huge. I am really struggling to see how Jamie can score here.
Any scheme your end?
Schemes now.
Declare.
Okay, we've both got the marker, so we're both getting a strat point.
Yeah. I make me get my form. Okay, second. Oh. So currently it's what, 3-2?
Yes, if you just update the app, and then that is 3-2.
Right, well.
3-2.
3-2. So both scored strat. No scheme revealed from Jamie, and the second scheme is still unrevealed for Hoffman. Okay, so going into turn 4 now. Okay, he had Black Joker on hand. Black Joker 6. 4, 4,
No, I've
6.
always been under the impression that I want to keep the Black Joker as long as possible. Like if I have the option to hold it till turn, discard it at the beginning of turn 5, then that's how I'll do it. But I have found it interesting. The kind of some players will discard it start at 4, some players will just discard it straight away.
Get rid of a 2 and a 2.
Okay, so we are 2:29 in now. It's beginning of turn 4.
I don't know. Do we have to?
Okay, so they need to speed up now. They're gonna need to do some faster actions, and depending on who gets initiative now, it's gonna be Jamie really needs to make sure that he gets the score from his schemes now. This is also troubling because Fiona is right now getting the second point from claim jump as well.
I really can't see how Jamie's going to deny Fiona claim jump, because all three healers are still on the field for Hoffman, and he's not even touched yet, and he can't move her with Leadline Coat.
Yeah, but both Bring It or Executioner can't move Fiona.
Pale Rider goes up to 10.
So 10 power token on Tail Rider now.
When it becomes relevant.
Probably never.
I'm going to go with the Executioner.
Early Executioner.
Bottom.
He's attempted. Yeah, he's gonna take Assassinate.
But
yeah,
Hoffman can just pass it off to Melissa or the attendant, or even.
Before I start swinging at them. No, mechanical attendant is not.
No.
Is the other one mobile toolkit? Yes.
Yeah. He got Assassinate. Jamie sees the problem now with the time, and he really needs to make something happen, I think. Doing this so early. Oh, wait.
I think he's trying to give space for Ryder to go in.
Yeah.
Because Ryder charges in.
Yeah. Ryder's gonna come in and hit hard with his bonus action and makes a charge now. And he's gonna basically deals 2 to everything in there.
That is a 13.
Because Melissa's nil.
Yeah, Melissa is in danger.
I'm at 15.
He still have 1 stone.
I mean, the toolkit is potentially going to have to eat up. Oh, it's a guild lawyer. He's not gone for the toolkit. He's gone for the lawyer.
That's a red joker on damage.
Oh, that is big.
Yeah, so he really takes down the activations on the Hoffman player.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and if he hits with crit strike, then the toolkit dies.
Yes.
But I think the 13 might stop him, because the toolkit is defense 6, which is people don't look at people when you start look at the toolkit, they're not thinking how tanky that thing is at defense 6 armor 1. It takes can take a lot of resources to take down.
I wonder if he placed yeah, it looks like the course marker is far enough away so he won't get the soulstone.
Yeah.
It's good he remembered that, Hoffman player, and put it on the wrong side.
Yeah. But that is yeah. And as I said, I think Jamie now he's got to start playing for his schemes. He said he's got his ley lines. If he's going to go for a 4-turn game, which is what it's looking like, he's got his ley lines. He doesn't need to worry about that now. I guess the issue is that he needs to make sure that Fiona is tied up so she can't get the ley line to anybody else.
Right now we are at 2 hours 32 minutes.
You are at 10.
Yes.
I do wonder though if this is just too little too late from Jamie.
I would like to kill something, but I don't want to kill the warden anymore.
I think that's the thing with when Hidden Martyrs in the pool, that you're just like, I just don't want to kill the small stuff anymore.
Yeah, because that's a problem also. If your opponent scouts your scheme and it's martyr, you're gonna get probably a 0 score from it. It's such a hard scheme to take because they're leaving the warden outside in the open with 1 wound from turn 2. It's kind of telling. It can be a big bluff, but it's better to be safe than sorry, and the Warden doesn't do too much right now either. It can put out to some slow, but
spending a power
losing
token
like giving away a victory point, it's gonna lose you a game sometime.
shoot.
And especially something that is, at this point, is going to be a fairly middle of the ground scoring game. You're not going to get, I don't think either player's going to get to their 8 points.
14.
I mean, especially, we're going into the final, it's probably going to be the final turn.
Sorry.
We're still missing out on 3 schemes that will be available for.
2 damage.
Yep.
Yep.
So Howard, no, was it Howard that killed it? No,
I think
Melissa.
I don't know if Melissa has a sightline. She might have done, I guess.
Because no one other have the range.
I will do. I'm just gonna open fire on the emissary.
Yeah, it's Melissa. He's gonna take a shot now at the emissary with Melissa.
I ignore the concealing, right? So I'm within 1 of stuff.
It's that you can shoot through 1 inch of concealing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Maybe you still have it. I'm not sure. I would say no.
No, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, I will charge her.
Okay. Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah, that thing is ridiculous. I think it's armor 1, terrifying 12, and hard to kill with a built-in with a self heal. I think it is certainly a model that is, especially if you stick lead line coat on it, it's a very, very undervalued model. And people talk a lot about Fiona Gage and the Rider and models like that, but I think that the emissary is certainly a model that is underappreciated.
No, I regret. So this is the terrifying. It fails. Yeah, okay, I will fail. She will do it again. Shoot, she's going to spend what's it called? The focus, and she's going to spend.
I wonder if he doesn't really seem to care about the incoming rider threat.
Terrifying again. Get me a 6 now. Okay.
I guess the thing is, at this stage, is like, yes, it's 2 damage, but 2 damage isn't going to kill anything.
Okay.
No, I mean,
11 that effective.
And it's still going to have to be that there's enough protection around Hoffman that if it is an assassinate run, he's got that much protection that you can just drop through 2 cards to
Warden, who's
lose Lieutenant and Melissa say.
No, he hasn't. He's got slowly gone.
This is also interesting. If Hoffman do have Martyr on the Watcher,
might as well charge you.
He can just go and toss the stone to the Watcher, let him score, or just let him die and score for Martyr.
Punch against Fiona.
Okay, so now he's gonna try to weaken, soften up Fiona to deny the second claim mark.
It's either that or tie her up with the kind of thing of, if you're going to score your ley lines, you're going to have to.
Damn.
I guess the Lieutenant could throw the
Yeah.
Because the Lieutenant is significant.
I love tokens that are significant.
But it's still, where is the Lieutenant? Yeah, the Lieutenant can get Fiona to throw it to Howard. It looks like there's line of sight between Howard and Fiona.
Yeah.
Is that what they're measuring now? I don't know. But yeah, Howard's certainly in range to get to the door, get to that mark at the top.
Yeah. He maybe need to use his Fiona to attempt to tie him down if he wants to. But it doesn't matter because he have a power token. He can just bonus action himself out.
Yeah.
And he can't just bring it as well. It's kind of it's tricky.
You got 1 inch in game?
He got 4 focus Fiona, but she can't do anything because Because both Howard and the Hoffman's Fiona both have a laugh off.
I think Jamie's sort of mismanaged his resources this game. I think I said Fiona's going to end up with unused focus, and it wouldn't surprise me if the rider ended up with unused power tokens. Not power tokens, chasing fate tokens.
We shall do something. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna go with. I need to zoom in because she did stop me quite nicely there. So I'm just gonna, if I move her there, I go something like that. I can pass it.
Yeah. I'm considering the pass now to secure the next
Did you
strat.
say
Yeah.
line of sight there?
Yeah.
Actually, I can move out a bit.
No, I think this is.
Yeah. Okay.
This is wrapping it up for the Hoffman player. I think we're going to see a Hoffman here. I think Jamie's just not gotten he's not declared any schemes yet. He is quickly running out of time to get them, and I guess depending on where he's going to, he could try and get a. If he's got breakthrough, he can get a breakthrough point. But
he's going to check the thingy.
I don't know that he's got line of sight. He won't have line of sight for Langston because Fiona's in the way.
Yeah, but Langston is height 3.
With the yes. Sorry, I was thinking about the building. I don't know. I assume Langston's height 3. So yeah, you can see it over Fiona. That's fine. Sorry, yeah, I forgot about.
I can still see if Dashel has assassinate. It should be something that the Pale Rider. No. I mean, it's both the emissary and the Pale Rider. He could actually box Hoffman with the emissary, but he needs to out-activate him.
All right, I'll go with Fiona.
He could, but then can you not just? You'd have to outcard him anyway, because like Hoffman can just pass the box off to the emissary, the totem and Melissa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, you guys.
Oh yeah, he still kept the range from protected.
That's a good point. That is a really, really good point. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give you the strat point then.
Okay. It looks like Jamie is agreeing that it's going to be hard to stop the strat point this turn.
Yeah. So essentially, I mean, it's 3-2 at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So assuming that as I said, he can't stop claim jump and he can't stop.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, so he's gonna try to bind up Howard, but it doesn't matter because his bonus action can just push him out.
It's gonna make me super, super sad if I give you Vendetta by doing that. That's Fiona.
Is Fiona 10 points?
Yeah, no, she is 9, but she's one with.
Yeah, so she can't be Howard's Vendetta target.
No. But it could be a Fiona on Fiona.
It could be. But Fiona's already activated, hasn't she? No, she hasn't.
Forget about that.
That would be hilarious if they did a Fiona on Fiona action.
Nothing died turn 1, did it?
No. The guard. The guard died first turn, right? Because he got obeyed to shoot one more time.
I'm just wondering if the other half of Hidden Martyrs.
Oh yeah, because he denied it on turn 1. He couldn't declare it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the other half of Hidden Martyrs is on the. So I said Warden and whatever it was on the guard that died turn 1.
Oh yeah.
So Jamie's gone with the kind of thing of if he leaves it, he's going to score Martyrs either way. Because if he leaves it alive, then he gets the second point in the game point. And if he kills it, he gets the.
I'm happy for you to be out.
Yeah, and Lawyer is gone, so he can't obey it away. Yeah. Do Hoffman have any other kind of pushes?
I don't. Hoffman himself has got knock aside.
but they're gonna deal damage with
6
it.
inches gets him right to the very edge here.
No.
Back a tiny bit, and then he's going to drop a ski marker. Over
No,
to
So this is a break. This is a breakthrough that Jamie was going for before.
But by
but
the
again,
way,
it's-
the rider. Yeah, exactly. That's the breakthrough. So right now he has need to be within 4 now. But
the thing is,
he's
Hoffman,
saving the rider now to maybe put another ski marker more further down.
yeah. So I said, Hoffman can come down and stand next. See that ski marker.
Cool.
But then he's I guess he's still got the toolkit to be his protected target.
Who is going to walk? Take a wound. 3, 4, and then walk 1, 2, 3, 4. Over to you.
He can't have an enemy within 4 of his model. For breakthrough.
Yeah. Now the toolkit is insignificant.
But Hoffman himself.
It's whether or not Hoffman's within for the emissary at this point.
But I think Hoffman need to wait for the Pale Rider to go too, because Pale Rider is the backup now for the second. He can put down another ski marker.
But the other option is that what you can always do with the Power Rider is do the action we were talking about before, where you get people to charge, and that changes the position of the execution of the emissary. And Hoffman can't cover all of that.
No, that's true. That's very true. So we can very, very potentially see 1 point for breakthrough from Vassal.
Whatever.
But I said that's still not going to bring it up to the. I said potentially looking at.
2 more points from for a half right now.
Yeah, 5 points, and it's. I'm struggling to see how Jamie scores. I mean, he's got his ley line, I guess.
Yeah, so it's gonna get 3, and then one break for 4. We also have yet to see both scheme, the second scheme from both players.
Okay.
So I said I'm almost pegged on now that Jamie's got. I said Jamie's second one, I think, is Hidden Martyrs on the Watcher in the model that died turn 1. If it was, I'm trying to remember what the model was. I thought it was a model that died turn 1.
Guild
You're not
Petrol.
already slow. I didn't get it off last turn. I don't think.
No, Rifleman. I mean, 6 cost.
Well, the Rifleman died turn 2.
Who's going to go?
Oh yeah,
1,
yeah,
2,
that's true.
3, 4, 5. He's not going to be injured anymore. And then is that 8 inches of?
No, I guess nothing died turn 1 then.
Dispatcher?
No, so
probably not quite. So
I don't think anything. Yeah, I said I don't know what he's.
He will stone for a ram. Try and bring in a executioner. Is it going to be, or is it going to be? No, it's going to be a mounted guard. So he's not going to stone for a ram.
A mounted guard. No.
He's got the 12 rams.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's going to come in there.
So the mounted guard can now go and get to the other side of the deployment zone to get his breakthrough.
Goes off, heals her back up to full, and gives her 5 focus, with which she has yet to take a single hit. Over to you.
Yeah, bad resource
Hoffman
used by Jamie there with all this focus on Fiona. She's never going to take an attack, has she?
Get rid of that.
And that's not at all what you want from a 9-stone beater.
Rider is really fast. I could.
we are at the 12-minute marker now. 12 minutes left, I mean.
Why not?
It looks like we're gonna have a complete turn 4 at least. We got Hoffman, Fiona,
okay.
and Watcher.
I will go with the mounted guard, who is going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then ride with me. No, but I will cheat in that to make it go off.
He didn't target Fiona,
1,
no.
2, 3, 4, 5. Over to you.
Is he setting up for turn 5?
He's not winning at least.
I can't see that unless they've agreed not to play for the 3 hours.
And the Watcher.
Oh yeah, the Watcher. Yeah, that's true. The Watcher can. You still have the Steward, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Pass token.
Okay. Pass token goes for Hoffman.
I never raised it before when you summoned.
What's Hoffman's walk?
4.
4.
It's all gonna depend on the
I will
second
go with the
scheme
Steward. He is
of
going to try and slow the Watcher.
Dazzle, and because if
I'm on 9. No, he'll try again.
On no.
12.
That's fine.
if Dazzle
so
would
you're
score
slow.
1 point
then he
from
will-
his second scheme,
Foulmouth motivation at the dispatcher goes off, heals in,
and
and over to
1
you.
from breakthrough and strat
Yeah,
is gonna put
Watcher,
him at
disengage.
5 points, and it would require the Hoffman
Yeah,
player not
I
to
don't really think I mind. So go
not to
for it.
score his second scheme.
disengage
Then
is
it's
a
going to be a
push
draw,
one.
and it's going to be a
It is,
win
yeah.
for Flipping Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So literally every result is
go
still
to-
possible at this stage.
I will just go.
And it's been a game that,
You got zeroing.
so I think as much as the Hoffmans had the better board position,
We'll
Yes.
just go upside.
the scheming
on it.
power of the summoner, I
We'll
think,
go outside of
could
one.
pull it through for Jamie.
Fine. He's done.
Cool. I will go Pale Rider.
Sure.
Okay, now the Pale
He's
Rider.
gonna walk
Is he going down or up?
and then ride with me,
Mhm.
picking up the Executioner.
He's going down in
where
the.
are you now?
He's going inside.
sorry, let me
Yeah,
shuffle.
exactly.
Yeah.
1, 2,
He wants to
3,
secure that breakthrough.
4, 5. Drop the Executioner there, and then he's going to walk.
You need-
He's going to get as far into the corner as possible. That's a good move, because I don't think Hoffman can get to the Pale Rider. It's right in the corner.
Oh, hold on. There you go.
Yep.
And then he's going to walk.
Ooh.
Oh, he's gonna for his strat.
In which case, this suggests that
1 second.
they've agreed to play beyond the 3 hour limit, and are playing for the full 5 turns, which is fine.
Okay, let's do.
Because Hoffman can
Sorry, I'm just
still,
going to measure this out. a bit
with
better.
this, if
So if
the
he
aim is
goes
gonna final his
1,
mood by standing close to that strat
1, 2,
marker,
3, 4, 5.
he Hoffman can
Six,
just
seven.
double walk and be within 4 of both of them, I believe. So that's mean it's just gonna be 1 point breakthrough for Dazzle.
Yeah.
Still get there for the Executioner there. Still don't think that does what I need it to do. Oh, I can't even grab the Executioner. Right, let me use a different one for the moment. And then he's going to walk up to
Okay.
there.
Well,
And then this Executioner is going to. Well, if we can just actually minus that. A purple marker on it. Cool. All right, that's Pale Rider done.
Oh. Well, Hoffman, Mr. Denial, is you got 2-inch engage on that one, right? So he's just gonna. How many actions do I need? I need 2 walks. That's cool. He is going to.
I'm
He
sorry.
can do transfer power from the toolkit to himself. Need 3. Goes off.
My cat walked on a kid's toy,
He can choose the trigger
so
to
it
do
started
it
to play some
again.
music.
So 3. Actually, no. Oh yeah, I need to give everyone power also. So yeah, he can. I should have done. Okay, he's done with that one. He is going to. Actually, we're gonna do it like this. No, never mind. Can't do another action. Okay, he's going to do one action. He's gonna give fast to Melissa. 6. Of course, I should have done. Whatever. It fails. So I want her fast. I kind of want her fast. So we're gonna give him that one. She got fast. We are going to take a double walk.
So assuming that the guys are playing for turn
Yep,
5.
and then denied. Cool.
Yeah,
Right,
denying breakthrough.
Yep.
He's
Are you scoring anything?
well,
That's
strand.
Yep, so we each get a strap point. Let's spin on.
Yep.
We've got like 5 minutes, so let's just plow into this.
No.
Reshuffle.
Oh, they are.
discard a 3,
They
draw
reckon
cards.
5 minutes, and they're just going to try and plough turn 5. I mean, they're going to get like one activation each here, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you want to draw stone cards? Or?
No, I just want to start the turn.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll stone whatever.
Cool.
I was
I claim.
So that
Just ley
means
line down the
that
bottom here.
Jamie is
At the end of
going
the
to
turn.
get another strat,
Sorry?
but probably
Yeah.
not Hoffman.
And I claim the one tough one.
Mm.
Yep.
Well, I think you could.
Okay.
If there's enough time for the mounted guard to get away, like if the mounted guard can get away from
Cool.
Howard, but I
Initiative.
don't think Howard's going to be able to.
No pass tokens. Red Joker. I'll take the first turn.
Uh-huh.
Oops.
I will activate the Pale Rider, who is going to
Pale Rider, who's got all of his power tokens at this
I've got no
stage.
ski
Yeah.
markers over here.
No one used.
Clone.
Yes.
Who's going
Yeah, pass.
drop a scheme
No assassinate.
and ride with me.
Yeah, no assassinate.
I will cheat in this 11 for ride with me. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it needs to go straight line. G. 1, 2
tokens, by the way.
Yeah. And then move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into the corner. Over to you.
So what's gonna happen now? It's all it's all depending on the second scheme because it does.
Sorry. I will do my watcher. He is going to fly. Flap, flap, flap. Maybe I should check if that's range. But yes.
Regardless how long it takes, I'm having a go.
We'll fly to the. Sorry.
And ski marker. Yeah, it puts a ski marker watcher. It's a breakthrough.
I said it's up to whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Did you mean
my watcher go?
Do you want to use a different ski marker?
I like you. I like the guild one. Fine. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, I like cheese also.
Cool.
The steward can reach him.
I will go with Vassal, who is going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would probably be it for there. And then 1, 2. I should probably measure this out before I do it. Oh, half. I'm pretty sure he's got 8 inches there.
Oh.
Yeah. And he will summon. He'll stone for a ram.
Okay.
And summon.
So he's gonna deny me the summon.
Cool.
Yeah. There we go. From your ski marker.
I mean, you probably didn't even need stone for the ram because it's a cost, isn't it? I believe.
Over to you. That's going to get slow. Oh no, he'll found out motivation on.
No, I could be wrong.
No, he won't. He literally won't. It's over to you.
Yep. We're gonna go with.
No, it's not. You do actually need to get half. So yeah, the ram was needed.
I think I have to do Langston.
Yeah.
Langston is going to.
So what's it?
Why so many auras?
Yeah, I'll just try to. I'm sorry.
What is this gonna do now?
Well, Howard I don't think you can get to a position where you can drop a ski marker outside of 4 of the Dazzle the Executioner, right?
But Howard does have the power to push for people. And he can also push himself as well as his target. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on now.
Is he going to try and toss Fiona?
Or you have assassinate on Dashel.
But Dashel can then... Dashel's also got... oh, you know, he hasn't got protected. Why do I think he had protected?
I'm just going to message Dan and Andreas and get them to let us know what they want us to do, whether they want us to continue or call it in like a station or two.
Yeah, sure.
So Jamie just wrote to me about if how they should do it, play it out or not.
This is if they've calculated the end of their they should finish the activation at the end of the 3 hours.
Which would you
finish their activation and then they stop it there? In theory,
are we both happy either way, whatever they rule?
What you can do is if you just
I think we're smashing through
unmute yourself on Discord, you're gonna have a double voice because I'm gonna hear you from 2 places. But if you just join them quick and talk to them.
Oh, they can hear us.
Hi guys, just to let you know, essentially once you've got to your 3-hour mark, finish the activation that you're playing and end the game there.
Okay, so have we hit that now? Hello? Has he come back?
Hello.
I think he's gone. I'll ask if we've hit it. I assume we've hit it.
Yeah.
They messaged.
Yeah, they are at the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, we've got you at 3 hours here.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay.
Then it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's been. I don't think playing to the end changes the result, if I'm honest.
Probably not.
Well, I can let me flip my hand for you.
I see.
So, yeah, I'm not sure you're going to execute or do anything you need to do there, really.
What the fuck?
Yeah, look at that.
It's
a good hand, right? I've got that. I've got 2 phones. So if it is assassinate or vendetta, I don't think you're going to get it. The executioner can trail of gore if you've got breakthrough, which is why I went for him. So I don't think you're going to get that. I've got the steward to heal if you try and kill one of the other 2, the 2 that probably might have vendetta or assassinate with 2 soul stones and plenty of high cards. And the mounted guard's going to get me my other point get me a point for breakthrough, whether I get the final point for 3 markers or whether I get the first point for 1 marker.
What was your other scheme?
So it's breakthrough, and then I had hidden martyrs on the warden and the effigy.
That's what I suspected.
Yeah, you almost killed the warden in turn 2 and then didn't. I was sort of hoping you had that red joker.
No.
What was your other one? Was it breakthrough?
No, it was hidden martyr on Melissa and the Watcher. So I get a point for
that. Do you need both of them are alive? Neither of them have died.
At the end of the game, if exactly one of the chosen models is engaged by an enemy model of higher cost, and that chosen model has more than half of its maximum health, gain 1 VP. And I am engaged by the executioner. And Melissa.
Yes, you are actually. That is very, very true. And then I've got the warden who is not engaged and the brutal emissary who currently is not engaged because we haven't done it. It might end in a draw then in that case.
The warden is engaged, but he's below half.
Yeah.
So that's 1 for that. I get claim 2. So I get 3 6 points to your 4 5.
So I'm going to get another. So breakthrough 1 point. I'm going to get a 4th point for corrupted idols, and I'm not going to get hidden martyrs because I don't get to activate the emissary to put him in base contact with anything. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah. But no, that is yours then.
Ooh.
Fair play.
Wow, well played.
I didn't have you for hidden martyrs actually towards the end of it because I
thought you would play.
Yeah, I thought you would have declared it when it killed
the lawyer? Or
the lawyer, yeah, because I thought the lawyer standing at the back's probably the more likely choice for like the second part of it. Melissa works for it.
Yeah.
Oh, what a game. Yeah, I don't know.
It was a good game. If we played to the end, I Probably. I mean, I might have gotten the idol. It would have been hard, but I would have to throw the idol, the lodestone to Fiona, and then work my way from there. I could possibly.
Yeah, I'm
get
not
it.
sure how you. Yeah, I think that's a tough call for you to get that.
I mean, if I manage to get it, it kind of depends. I
definitely get the emissary. I don't think Hoffman gets away from the emissary if he's going over there, because if you want to try and get the marker, you're putting fast on Fiona. Although
I could push away.
Oh, that hidden martyrs has annoyed me.
Well, I tried, and I actually had written it off, but then when you summon the executioner.
Well, it was the bait for breakthrough, wasn't it? I had to try and stop it.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it's a point. So
yeah, but I should have thought about it and gone with. The trouble is, I thought if you have breakthrough, Langston can still do it. So I didn't want to risk you being able to put another scheme marker down. So the executioner was a safer play there. Whereas actually, if I'd gone for the guild patrol or the guard patrol, he wouldn't have. Does he give you it? How many points does a warden? 4. He might still give it to you. Is it equal or less?
The watcher is 4. I think it's more actually.
No, so yeah, he wouldn't have given it to you. But there's no way I go for that. When I'm breakthrough.
Anyhow, really good play of both of you. So it was really exciting and really good game to watch. And I just want to say thanks to all the people that have been looking at this game. You can maybe continue your post talk after we end the stream.
I didn't hear a single word because I heard two voices at the same time.
Yeah, that was you were sort of double voiced there, mate.
I have.
But thank you, I suppose.
No, dude, it was an awesome game.
I think both played really well. It was a really enjoyable game. And I mean, we were both sat here sort of discussing different things, not sure which way we go at all. And so I think it's
the last scheme, the 2 unrevealed schemes were what made it. And actually, that activation, Dashel removing that scheme marker and putting an execution there, and then the game ending. Obviously, you've got the opportunity potentially to get your ley line, but we've got the brutal emissary to get into engagement. Who, to be honest, the brutal emissary charges into Fiona and tries to bury her, and that is more or less the decider. Because unless you can
be rough,
well, unless you can stop me burying her with my hand that is 13, 11, 12, 12.
I had 2 12s.
So you don't stop it. So she gets buried, and then that denies you claim jump. I thought I had it, to be honest. If we played it out, I think I've got it. But no, it's fair enough.
Yeah,
we played
probably.
It was a tight as game. And to be fair, if you manage to get your ley line, it swings right back to a draw.
Yeah, but I think a draw still. A draw
would get
you third place.
A draw would have got us third place, yeah. But do you know what? It was a fun game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Would you have changed anything if you play it again? Would you have changed the play or changed part of your crew?
Me? No, I'm happy. I think it's played exactly as I wanted. I might have been a little bit. The trouble is, I couldn't be too aggressive with Warden turn 1 because I think Melissa could have just killed it turn 1 and denied me a point straight up. But no, I'm happy with how it. I could have slyly put the Warden on a building so he drops off and takes a wound on his way over. On one of the crates, so I try and weep him a little bit. But no,
that sounds like a Raddock play.
Yeah, I went for the long game. I wasn't scoring. I wasn't really pushing for breakthrough until like turn 4. So I went for the long play.
I suspected you had breakthrough.
It didn't pay off.
Probably Marty, but.
Well, I decided that I don't really need to kill any of your models because if killing your models puts me at risk of hidden martyrs generally. I killed the lawyer because I just needed to know what you have. But I didn't really want to kill any of your models that could give away martyrs. I didn't think I could functionally kill any of the other models because Fiona just takes the hit on stuff and then gets healed
and
up.
then I have heals. Yeah.
So I played her just scoring my points, and then the emissary comes in, and because I pegged you for claim jump pretty early, and the emissary comes in and buries Fiona.
It's quite obvious with my crew.
Yeah. So the emissary tries to come in and bury Fiona. Last turn to deny point there, which I think he does without, unless you read. To be fair, he can go in and get 2 goes at it. So unless you red Joker 1 and then I black Joker 1, she's getting buried.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling fairly confident about that. But yeah, no, I
could
think
have killed
I'm happy
him,
with how I played.
possibly, but then that would have garnered you a point. So, I mean,
Yeah, it's a point swing either way. Well, to be fair, the way he charges in,
yeah, no, I don't think I would be able to kill, but Melissa could have spiked maybe, but with your cards, probably not.
No, and he's hard to kill as well. But the way he charges in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably like a little bit more over this way, so that he's hitting Fiona and engaging Melissa for the. So even if Fiona's gone, I'm still scoring that second point for Hidden Martyrs.
Yeah, well, I mean, Melissa can push out, but yeah.
Yeah, but it depends. That's all activation order because Fiona's not going anywhere because she wants to be there. Melissa's probably just shooting stuff. I don't know where. She's got no reason to move away. And even if, it depends really. But we've also got the steward to try and heal. I can get 3 heals on a 3 heal on the warden for a point. There's loads of variables to happen before the end of the game.
I think if it was played through, you probably would have won.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'd be tough. I think I can guarantee a draw, more or less. I think I can probably win
with that hand. Yes.
But yeah, it is what it is. Congratulations, well done.
Yeah, well played.
Thank you very much for playing, both of you, and thank you very much for letting us sit in and watch the game. And thank you to everybody who watched. I mean, I hope, as I said, this is a bit of a last-minute thing put together by I've forgotten your name. I do apologise, by Andreas. But thank you very much for everybody who's watched along. I've had a lot of fun. I hope everybody else had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yep.
And roll on to the final now.
Yeah. Cool. Well, best of luck to the final players.
Yep.
So as I said, Sunday, I'm not quite 100% on the time yet. I'm sure it'll be put out at a later date. But if you've enjoyed this one, then we've got another cracking game on Sunday. And as I said, that is for the actual sort of first and second place. So, I mean, this has been pretty high stakes, but that's the real game to watch.